Pharma Brands radio station. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
And a happy new year here on the Bart and Carlin program. Friday, a football Friday, January 2nd. One more day before the full team is back together. Pat O'Keefe in for Chris. Bart will be along shortly as he finishes up his Friday morning get-up duties on ESPN. We are live on YouTube on the ESPN New York app, of course, and right here on 880 ESPN New York. A football Friday with a familiar feel to it around here, with both local fan bases, the Giants and the Jets, just getting set for their teams to play out the string, and in most cases, rooting for their teams to not win this weekend. And that is essentially what New York football has boiled down to over the last 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. You lose count over a period of time. There's already been coaching changes and dismissals this season. Brian Daboll out, Shane Bowen out, Brian Cox out, Aaron Glenn in his first year. Questions about his job security. Joe Shane still here. Questions, obviously, about his job security. It's probably one of the least fun topics to talk about, obviously, in doing what we do, talking about someone's employment, how they earn a living, their livelihood, and whether or not we feel that they have done enough to keep their job. And unfortunately, it happens so frequently, we've become numb to it here in New York over the years. I mean, the conversation just comes so easily. Think about this. Like, imagine 10 years ago or 15 years ago, for, those of you who have been sports fans that long and are as old as me, which, not many are, I understand. But 10 or 15 years ago, the idea of even talking about somebody losing their job as a head coach before he has finished his first full season would be unfathomable. But it has happened. It hasn't happened here in New York, but it has happened. And it's happened to the point now where it wouldn't be that big of a surprise. And if I'm being honest, and I have been honest this week, it's my first time back here since Tuesday, but Bart and I were together on Monday and Tuesday, and a lot of our conversations obviously were about Aaron Glenn. I do think he's coming back, but if I'm being truthful, do I think that him coming back and continuing as the head coach of the Jets is in the best interest of the franchise going forward? No, I do not. I do not. I personally have seen enough this season that tells me that if and when he is back as their head coach next year, I don't really see a path for improvement. That said, I do think he's coming back, and it's just one of the least desirable parts of what we do that it comes so easily talking about people's job security. But on the other hand, as we get ready for, like I said, another Week 18, another final week of the NFL season where there is absolutely nothing at stake except for draft positioning for the Giants and for the Jets. And this isn't like a one-off, right? A year ago, we were in the same position with the Giants where the fans are going apoplectic when Drew Lock turned into Peyton Manning against the Colts in Week 17 and knocked the Giants out of position to pick number 1 overall. And here we are again, the exact same scenario. Now, as I've said, I don't think it was nearly as egregious or detrimental to the Giants this time around. The big difference being that the Giants do have their quarterback. But the fact of the matter is the Giants a year later, after being in that position, do you pick 1, do you pick 2, do you pick 3, are right back in that position. And they were in that position in 2018 when they picked Saquon Barkley. Or 18 when Barkley. 19, pick 6, Daniel Jones. I mean, it's on and on and on. We were in that position when Daniel Jones beat Washington at the end of the season in the Chase Young Bowl, where they damaged their draft position. I mean, this has happened far too frequently over the last half decade. And by the way, that's just one half of the building. That's just the Giants, right? The Jets are actually in worse position right now. And with the Jets, you had the Rams win in 2020. That cost you Trevor Lawrence and got you Zach Wilson. And you've had other examples of that. Now, the good news for the Jets this week is I don't see any plausible scenario where your draft position is going to be damaged as the Jets get set to take on the Buffalo Bills in a 425 game, which I know rankles, several members of this show. Bart Scott, Ray Deanahan. I don't think it affects Tom Bauer, but Tom, you're probably not happy about it either, are you?
No, I think it's a waste of slot for anybody who wants to watch football at 425.
The problem is, and the issue this week, the Sunday slate, other than the Sunday night game, really isn't that intriguing. You got the Steelers and the Ravens. Somebody's got to go at 425. There's nothing at stake in this Bills game. Right now, they're the 7th seed. I don't think it's going to be Bills and New England just because the Bills obviously are going to win. The Patriots, I think if the Bills, it has to do with the Broncos game against the Chargers. If the Broncos beat the Chargers, which probably will happen, that means the Chargers lose and the Bills win. And I think in that scenario, the Bills jump ahead of the Chargers. So it would probably be Chargers-Patriots. And then if for some reason the Chargers, who are resting everybody, if for some reason they beat the Broncos and cost the Broncos the number 1 overall seed, then if New England wins, which isn't a foregone conclusion either, by the way, because New England is playing Miami, but in that scenario, New England would jump up to number 1 and therefore would not be able to play the Bills in the 2-7 game on Wild Card Weekend. But there's nothing, there's not a ton at stake in the Sunday games. The Saturday slate is great. I think the NFL did our network, ESPN, a huge favor. Panthers, Buccaneers, there are some stakes, and there's this whole convoluted Atlanta Falcons situation that literally just crept up. I don't think anybody expected the Falcons to beat the Rams on Monday night. And now all of a sudden the Falcons beat the Rams, and it got everybody scrambling to those tiebreakers. And it's there is the scenario, and it's a pretty realistic one, that the Buccaneers and the Falcons and the Panthers could end up in a 3-way tie. The Falcons can't get in regardless, but they could really screw things up for the Buccaneers, because we had thought that all the Bucs had to do was beat the Panthers in that Saturday afternoon game and they win the NFC South, but that's not true. They need to beat the Panthers, obviously, but then they also need help from the Saints. They need the Saints to beat the Falcons. So that's at least a game with stakes. I think the best game of the weekend is the Saturday night game, the Seahawks at the 49ers, because there's a lot of stakes there. Both teams are in. The winner gets the number 1 seed and the bye, and if the 49ers win that, they're home as long as they're still playing, because they would be home for the entire NFC playoffs, and the Super Bowl is in their building this year. So that's interesting. And then, of course, there's the Sunday night game between the Steelers and the Ravens. There's obviously stakes. The Steelers-Ravens in their current iterations, and part of this for me is the fact that Lamar Jackson has not been healthy all season long. He is one of the most fun players to watch in the NFL, but not the version of Lamar Jackson that we've seen this year. In terms of this iteration, I frankly have seen enough of the Ravens and the Steelers that, yes, there are stakes. The winner goes to the playoffs as the number 4 seed and will get a home game. The loser, it's going to be a very bitter pill to swallow, because these are two teams that expected to make the playoffs, and only one of them is going to get through. So that's the Sunday night game. But other than that, it's not a great slate. And the result of that is you get the Jets and the Bills at 4:25 on Sunday afternoon. I mean, seriously, what is Ira watching that game? Seriously. And what Jets fan is going to be locked into Jets Bills in Orchard Park at 6:30 on Sunday evening when it's 34-3 Buffalo? Seriously, who's going to be hanging in there? Other than you, Ray, you'll be locked in.
I'm just wondering, we're giving a Nick Folk 57-yard field goal for the 3? How are we getting the 3?
Best player on the team MVP this year.
Isaiah Williams.
Yeah, that's true, too. I mean, let's just load up the special teams players as candidates for it. Seriously, who's the best non-special teams player on the? Oh, Breece Hall. Let's give it to Breece Hall. He had a good year. He's a very good player. But that's where we are with the Jets. But the overarching theme of this week is very similar to last year and very similar to the year before and most years over the last decade, is that these two teams are playing out the string. Giants fans don't want their team to win. Jets fans don't want their team to win. Now, from the Giants' perspective, I think the Giants could win. I think the Giants are going to be playing to win. I'd almost rather, for the Giants' sake, see them play that 425 game. Although it wouldn't have made a difference because the Chiefs and the Raiders are also at 425. So the only thing at stake for the Giants is, are the Raiders going to beat the Chiefs at home? They could. They're probably not going to. I don't think it's in their best interest. But is this a scenario where Pete Carroll's not coming back? And he really doesn't care. In fact, he might want to stick it to the organization that's about to show him the door. This is probably a Hall of Fame. He's definitely a Hall of Fame caliber coach. And there's a very good chance he's going to go one and done. And they're going to show him the door at the end of the season. I mean, we saw Lovie Smith do this a couple of years ago with the Texans, where they were in pole position for the number 1 overall pick. And they went out and they won in week 18 and dropped to number 2. Now, that worked out for Houston. They ended up picking C.J. Stroud. But it was a nice little stick it to the team that's about to fire me from Lovie Smith. Do we see that from Pete Carroll? Because the Chiefs, obviously, they're not the Chiefs, right? This is not the Kansas City Chiefs team that we're accustomed to seeing. Obviously, no Patrick Mahomes. There's not even a Gardner Minshew to talk about here. I do think that the Giants are going to play to win. I don't think that, the quote-unquote tanking for the Giants is as important as it would be in any other season. And the biggest reason for that is the presence of the quarterback, Jackson Dart. You are solidified at that position, in my opinion, and in their opinion, going forward. And that's a big piece of the puzzle. And it kind of leads to more thoughts on the Giants, whereas, and we've heard, Jackson Dart. In fact, let's hear from Jackson Dart this week as far as how far this version of the Giants are away from actually being competitive.
No, we got the pieces. This is not an excuse. Obviously we've had a tough schedule. We've been in really tight games where this season could completely flip. So that's kind of just the league, those one-score games and who can capitalize on those moments. And there's a lot of teams who have great records right now where it could be completely flipped for them as well. So we got a lot of talent. We have some good vets, and we have a ton of young guys who are going to continue to thrive. And we just have a ton of excitement for the future because we know what this thing can do and how we can flip this around.
He's obviously super confident. That's, I guess, one of his superpowers, if you will. That's one of his strengths. He carries himself with a very high degree of confidence. That being said, I don't necessarily disagree with his take. Even if you just look at the Giants this season, how many games did they give away because of awful coaching, poor execution, which ties into the lousy coaching? Obviously, very early in the season, that Dallas game, Russell Wilson's one shining moment as the quarterback of the Giants, that and being up on the stage on New Year's Eve in Times Square, that was a nice moment for Russell Wilson as well. That Dallas game could have easily gone the Giants' way. The Denver game should have gone the Giants' way. The Bears game would have gone the Giants' way had Jackson Dart not left with the Giants up by 10 with a concussion. The Giants were going to win that game. Losing the Broncos game was an absolute abomination. And then there's other games. They should have they should have won the game against the Lions. They could have beaten the Packers with Jameis Winston. They could have beaten the Vikings 2 weeks ago. The Lions game is a perfect example. And that goes back to coaching. The execution in the end was not great, right? The Giants had a chance to kick a field goal, go up by 6. They decided to go for it on 4th and long. The reason being, they knew the defense wasn't going to be able to stop the Lions. So their best chance was putting the ball in the end zone and essentially ending the game. when you know you have such a deficiency on the defensive side of the ball and you're not going to be able to stop the other team from marching down the field and scoring to tie the game, then you have to coach a little bit differently. And then that goes back to the fact that why was the defense, with all of this talent, so deficient this year for the Giants? When you looked at this team at the beginning of the season, if you didn't think the defense was the stronger of the two units, you weren't paying attention. And I understand that the secondary at the beginning of the season was not a strength, and it's only gotten worse because of key injuries to guys that they brought in to fill those starting roles. But still, the pass rushers, the front seven, that should have been enough just to at least keep you in games and allow the offense a chance to develop. But, with the hindsight of 16 games of evidence now, the offense has far, far outperformed the defense this season. And that's with a rookie quarterback who didn't start the season in that role. That's with having lost your number one wide receiver very early in the season. That's with having lost the guy who had emerged to become your number one running back midway through the season. And that's with having fired your offensive-minded head coach midway through the season. Despite all of those hurdles and setbacks, the Giants' offense has far outplayed the defense. Now, the guys on the defensive side of the ball for the Giants did not forget how to play. In fact, some of them have still had very good seasons. Brian Burns, chief among them. What's the fix here? The fix is to get somebody in here that knows how to coach that side of the ball, that knows how to run the entire team. And Brian Daboll, in some ways, was a competent coach. Brian Daboll's worst enemy was himself and his temper and the fact that he couldn't get along with people. And it went really south for Daboll after that first year when they went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. And then in year two, when things started to fall apart and they lost Andrew Thomas at the beginning of the season and Saquon Barkley was injured and Daniel Jones took a step back. But the biggest thing that happened that year was Daboll's relationship with Wink Martindale fell apart. And the more you heard about Daboll's, mercurial temper and tenure as the Giants head coach in subsequent seasons, you realize that he couldn't get along with people enough to be in that position, which is a shame because I do think that he brought attributes to that job even this season. I think Daboll has a lot to do with the development of Jackson Dart. I mean, when you pick a quarterback late in the first round, 25th overall, or 21st or whatever he was, when you pick a quarterback late in the first round, this day and age, that's not like a foregone conclusion like he's going to work out. I mean, it's not even a foregone conclusion now if you pick a quarterback top 10 that he's going to work out. All right, just ask the Minnesota Vikings who are trying to figure out what to do with J.J. McCarthy. But I think it's clear at this point in the season that the Giants have a guy going into year two that they feel comfortable. All right, we are good at this position with the obvious caveat that he has to stay healthy. The biggest question for the Giants is, who are you going to get to coach this team? Who are you going to get to coach the overall team? Who is that guy going to bring in to run your defense effectively and utilize the significant amount of talent that you have on that side of the ball? And who are you going to have coach the offense, whether it's the new head coach himself or somebody he brings in under him to corral Dart a little, hope he matures, get him to mature. All right, the way that Dart played last week against the Raiders, I really liked. And I understand that it was a Raiders team that was not trying to win, and they did not put their best foot forward, and they did not put their best personnel on the field defensively. All right, I get all of that. But what I will say is this, and I have said it, the fact that Dart has already played well this season against good teams that are going to the playoffs and that were trying to win at the time, teams like the Broncos and teams like the Bears and teams like the Eagles and teams like the Chargers, those are all playoff teams. Dart played great against all of them. All right, so I'm not sitting here saying that Dart's the guy based on what I saw last week against Las Vegas, a team that was trying to lose. This is the entire body of work. And last week was important, I think, for Dart because it had been a couple of months since he played well. First, he was injured, and then he was a little tentative coming back. He didn't play great against New England. He played awful against Minnesota. So getting that performance last week against the Raiders, I think, was really important for him and the team. And I think that they're going to approach this week's game against the Cowboys in similar fashion. I think the Giants are going to try and win this game. Now, whether or not they can, I don't know. I think the Cowboys are going to try and win this game as well. And the Cowboys have one of the best offenses in the NFL. Their defense has been the definition of up and down. They've been awful at times, and they've actually been really good at times when they, for a couple of weeks, got back into the playoff picture. They have since tailed off. It's one of a handful of games on the Week 18 slate where there is nothing at stake for either team. So that being the case, and from the Giants' perspective, even if you go out and lose, the chances of you getting the number 1 overall pick are still pretty small because it would necessitate the Raiders losing to the Chiefs. I think you go out, you try to win this game, you try to give Dart back-to-back wins to end the season and take that into the offseason. Because I always go back to Eli Manning's final game of 2004. I was actually at the game. It was a week. I don't know what week it was back then. It was the last game. It was probably week 17. It was a Sunday night game. And I've talked about this before, as have other people. And Eli Manning, as Bart will attest, because he was part of Eli Manning's rough start as an NFL quarterback. In fact, he was on the defense for the Ravens that resulted in Eli's worst game his rookie season, and actually had people questioning whether or not he was going to be a competent NFL quarterback. But then by the end of the season, Eli started to get better and better, and he had a really good game in a loss against a Steelers team that went 15-1. And then the last game of the season, Sunday night at Giants Stadium against the Cowboys, who were not going to the playoffs that year. Parcells was the head coach. Manning had his best game, and he led the Giants on 3 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter. It was his one and only victory of his rookie season. The Giants finished 6-10. Remember, they started 5-2 that year. Eli took over at 5-4 for Kurt Warner, and then he lost his first 6 games. And in like 4 of those games, including the Ravens one, he looked awful doing it. But his last 2 or 3 games, you started to see some signs. And he brought that into the offseason. And then the next year, with Eli as the unquestioned starting quarterback of the Giants, they went 11-5. They won the division. And then 2 years after that, they were Super Bowl champions. That'd be a nice path to follow, obviously. But I do think that there are benefits for Jackson Dart, for the Giants to win this game on Sunday. I mean, there's benefits for the Jets to win their game in Buffalo on Sunday, but that's not even worth talking about because there is absolutely no way that can possibly happen. I mean, the Bills can just keep Josh Allen on the sideline the entire game, start Mitch Trubisky, and accomplish what they need to accomplish, which is winning and giving themselves a chance to move up in the seedings for the AFC playoffs. So, again, that's where we are, Week 18, New York football, the state of it, nothing on the line. We're grasping at straws, saying how it's in our team's best interest to win a football game. I mean, of course it is. That's the whole point of this, right? But that's where we are. All right, we're going to open up the phones, 1-800-919-3776. Lots coming up. Bart will be along shortly. Pat O'Keefe in for Chris. It's Bart and Carlin till 1 on ESPN New York.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Much lighter than usual Friday around the area, but we do have some problem spots to be aware of. Henry Hudson Parkway North coming up to 96th Street. You've got a crash. It's one lane that's closed. Also in Brooklyn, the inbound Gowanus BQE very busy at the Gowanus Canal. Coming back up towards Atlantic Avenue. Heads up for delays getting around that. And the traffic on Long Island right now slowing down a bit on the Meadowbrook coming north in towards Hempstead Turnpike. It should improve, though. A crash in that spot has now been cleared. I'm Matt Ward on 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. You got boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo. It's your weekly pregame. So when you're wrapping up the work week, the action is only just beginning with your NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m., and it's only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. You got boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions do apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
The college football playoff isn't over. Not yet. That epic run, that wild dream, not over till the clock hits 0. Till the stadium shakes. Till the wild things are let loose. Till the trophy is lifted and the confetti falls. This is the national championship. When it's over, you'll feel it. This is the wild world of college football. The CFP National Championship, Monday, January 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Bart Carlin, 880, ESPN New York, Alone No More. Bart, off the set of Get Up. How is it outside? It's nice, huh?
It's
nice
what
and
people,
balmy
it's what
today.
people call is brick. This reminds me of how I grew up in Detroit when your mom used to tell you to come here and make sure she put like a pound of Vaseline petroleum jelly on your face for that wind protection. You know, you're sitting out there talking to your boys and the lips just chapping up. Yeah, man. Blitz sticks, chapstick, all that stuff is required.
And you're right on the water, too, at the Seaport, right? You come out there. It
No,
hits
it
you.
ain't a Seaport.
Oh, you're not there anymore?
No, we're right down the street.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I had to walk a block and a half.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
So it's right there, it's literally on the other side of the Green Building, right when you look at the Hudson Tunnel.
Oh, yeah, all right.
That's where everything is now. They got the view, they got First Take, everything's being shot right there. That's studio right next to where I'm at.
Block and a half. I had like a 6-block walk from the subway, man. You're complaining a lot more than I am.
Bro, them thighs.
It hits you today. Week 18 in the NFL. I guess the overarching thought for me is, what are we looking forward to?
Well, the first thing, I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to.
I know what you're not looking forward to. I already addressed that, by the way.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
You and Ray, the 425 start.
Like, what are we doing? Like Ray, what are we doing, Ray? Like, are we being punished? Have we not been punished enough by having to watch what we had to watch? Like, and this is the crazy part. It is so many 425 games. I don't remember ever it being this many 425 games. Like, so why is the NFL trying to drum up the drama? Like, it's no drama in watching Mitchell Trubisky versus Cook. It's nothing in it. Like, and they chose this. It was TBH. And then when you look at the teams that's playing at 1 o'clock, you're like, hold up. Oh, the Giants get to play at 1 o'clock. Ain't that? It ain't like you're waiting for somebody to see if they're going to get, if somebody play early, then they have to win. They know they have to win.
They won't know.
All that type of stuff. Some of that stuff's going to happen on Saturday. We'll see what happens with Atlanta. If Atlanta wins, then pretty much it secures the playoff spot for the Panthers. If they lose, all that. I get that. I get Ravens at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Made for TV. We knew that was going to happen as soon as it happened.
Saturday night game I'd like too.
Yeah, both of those. Makes sense. But come on, man. Like the Jets, the Giants, the Browns, they could have played at 9:30. I would have came in. I would have volunteered. I'd have been on set 7:30, did the pregame, out by 2. I feel like they hate me.
I'm trying to think the absolute worst matchup that has like nothing at stake. It's got to be Browns-Bengals. Because at least the Giants has like the slight intrigue of if the Giants lose, then the Raiders have to lose, and the Giants get the number 1 pick if the Raiders win that game. Browns-Bengals, I can't even think of a hook.
Right. But what's the hook for the Jets?
There's not much of a hook. It's like, will the Bills be the 7th seed, the 6th seed, or the 5th seed?
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it all about me, which, I usually typically
Well, it's your name's half the show.
Well, I made it about Ray, too, though.
Yeah, you lumped Ray in there.
Yeah, so 50-50.
I think it might also be the closing of the stadium up in Buffalo.
Who cares? They could have celebrated at 1 o'clock.
Listen, you're preaching to me.
Like, come
a lot
on,
of good
man.
memories in that stadium for you as a Jets supporter?
No. The closing the stadium, yeah, for me, yeah.
Yeah.
We won.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you were playing, they weren't very good.
Yeah, I'm good with all those memories. You know what I'm saying? I always, when Willie and all those guys go there, we had a kid that was why. I have no idea why he decided to have his Make-A-Wish be to see S&Y postgame. But that just tells.
That's this week?
That was last week.
Oh, last week. Oh,
but that just tells you how bad he decided he wanted to leave at halftime from the stadium with active current NFL players to come hang with
to watch you
Hashtag.
guys.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an indictment on the product that they putting out there, man.
There's other indictments on the product too. The product itself is, I think, an indictment.
We got the recant. Well, maybe the guys didn't. They didn't lay down. God. Maybe they didn't. After I watched the film, man, I tell you what, man, the film can make you believe whatever you want to.
Yeah, it didn't look good. Let's get to some calls here. 1-800-919-3776. What, if anything, are people looking forward to? Obviously,
bowl season. People love this bowl
postseason, next season, whatever it is.
Bowl season, not next season. Bowl season.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that, too. Yesterday was interesting on a number of fronts. But let's start things off with David and Elizabeth. David, what's happening on this Friday?
Bart Pat O'Keefe, what's going on, big?
What up? What up?
Chilling. Bart, I ain't gonna hold you, man. We got to give you your flowers, man. You came to work all season long.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give you your flowers for that, man.
10 toes
You're
down.
working, man, just like me.
10 toes down. Shoe program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That W-2 gonna look crazy, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's too bad I don't get overtime.
Yeah, you'll get the overtime, man. They're gonna try to take some cheese away from your taco, but you make it up, man. You just like us, a foreigner, always working.
Mm-hmm.
So Pat O'Keefe, Bart, let's get straight into it, right, fellas? So Bart, this is why they call you Bart Stradamus. Not because you're always right. It's because you always calling it for what it really is. I never heard of this Trinidad guy till yesterday. All season, just like you said, right when the season comes to the end, here comes some names you don't even know or a player you don't even know. This is why I don't follow college. It's too much. It's too much information, too much stuff to process. But the question I have for you is this. I don't know who this Trinidad gentleman is. I want to get informed on him. And last but not least, what is it going to finally look like when we get it together, we get it right? What is it going to look like, Bob? I've been trying to ask you this question all holiday long, and here it is. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
It's going to look like a quarterback. No matter, that's the only way anything can look. It has to look like a quarterback, and that's just what it is. Now you're talking about Trinidad, not to be confused with Trinidad James, gold all up in my chain, the old Atlanta rapper, but that's just another name to throw in there. And you ask yourself, if you like Jackson Dart, does he not remind you of some of the qualities that Jackson Dart had last year? Same system, apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So, if he continues to play well, if they're able to beat Miami and he's in the national championship, we know he may get elevated. Now we have to take a closer look at him. But by no means does that mean that we have to draft him with the first pick. Maybe you can get him with the second pick if you think that he's good enough. Like, I keep saying that. Like, I understand we need a quarterback, but I don't know if you want to press. I wonder, like, if a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, which don't really have a lot to give as far as draft capital going forward, if they'll go in for a guy like Malik Willis, if, you always have to worry about the Cleveland Browns maybe taking him. But, that just gives you a third option and makes you feel like you don't have to really potentially maybe do a sucker deal. But I think also it puts a lot of pressure on the Giants because I know we kind of laugh and kiki and say, we believe that Dart is the guy. Do we know without a shadow of a doubt if he's the guy? And will the new coach think he's the guy? When you can be sitting at 2 and have opportunity to get a Heisman Trophy winner, potentially a national champion. And I think Mendoza showed us stuff that we didn't know that he had in him. Like, I know it's tough, right? Because we talk about brand recognition. And when you look at Mendoza and you see the Indiana on the front, you automatically are skeptical. And you look at what he's now done against Ohio State. You look at what he's now done, not against the Nick Saban, Alabama Crimson Tide, but he did against Alabama, who, upset Oklahoma the week before. And you're going to get an opportunity next week to see what he does against Oregon for the second time. You have to give him credit for going in. Was it Norman? Is that what no, it's not Norman. It's Oklahoma.
Eugene.
He went into Eugene and got it done early in the season. He's seen NFL defenses when he went against Ohio State with Matt Patricia. Now he's passed every test. Now the Giants have a real conversation, in my opinion, that, hey, well, what is Jackson Dart's value in the NFL? And is it a possibility that if we decide to move on, we can get maximum value which is a first-round draft pick for Jackson Dart? If you can get 2 first-round draft picks and you swap Mendoza and now you get an extra year because this is his first year, he's proven that he's ready. He's got enough plays and snaps. And the thing is, it could be a win-win for everybody. And I'm saying it could be a win-win for the Raiders because the Raiders can say, I'll take Dante Moore because we still owe Geno Smith money so he can get that experience because he doesn't have the 30 starts that people like to see. He hasn't started and played a lot of football, that we can sit him on the bench and he can sit behind Geno and learn how to become the future as we build around him, which could mean that Mendoza is available. I think that it's easy for them to say we won't go Dante Moore if I'm the Giants. I find it hard to say no to Mendoza, especially when now his comps. At first his comps was Kirk Cousins. After the last couple of weeks, now they're saying Matt Ryan. How do you let Matt Ryan go by?
MVP, Super Bowl quarterback. But isn't Mendoza worth more if you're the Giants and you have that pick? Isn't historically speaking, isn't the unknown like the higher upside? I don't know if you're getting 2 first-round picks for Dart.
No, you get one.
One, sure, but
because he was
historically,
a low first-round draft
there's the higher upside of the unknown, which is Mendoza right now on the NFL level. Historically, that I think is more valuable to teams. I find it hard to believe that the Giants aren't moving forward. A conversation, sure. I find it hard to believe that the Giants aren't moving forward with Jackson Dart because we know enough of what he can do on this level.
Traditional thinking would tell us that Dart's the guy. But does a person coming in, like let's just say if they say, hey, let's go young again, because do we have some McCarthy opinions about Jackson Dart? I think we did. He's made some comments. Do we know what maybe Brady Cook could be looking at when you're looking at the traditional
Joe Brady?
Right, Joe Brady. Let's say if Joe Brady is the person that gets the job here, right? You're looking at a guy that is a very quick processor, decision maker with the football. You saw him yesterday. You saw his completion percentage against blitzes. I think he was like 80% against blitzes. And the one that he threw the touchdown to in the back of the end zone, that was cover 0. That means all-out blitz. He found a way to buy time and still deliver an accurate ball to get the touchdown. So ask yourself this. If Jackson Dart and Mendoza was coming out this year, who gets the nod?
Mendoza, I think, yes.
Who's bigger?
Size-wise?
Yeah.
Is it Mendoza?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you talk about durability, availability, and a guy that's going to protect himself. That's why – I feel like everybody's a little nervous when it comes to Jackson Dart because of his reckless playing style. So they don't know how long. You talk about a guy that's been checked out for a concussion 5 times, 1 confirmed concussion, and he doesn't seem like he's willing to change.
Right now. I think, I don't know that how much leadership and direction is inside that locker room right now. I think part of what needs to happen with the Giants is they need to bring in someone, and that's going to be one of his top priorities to make, adjust the way that he plays, because I do agree with you.
But Lane Kiffin tried to get him to do it. It didn't work. John Gruden tried to get him to change, told him that he needed to change.
Maybe if John Gruden's, wearing a Giants visor and a whistle around his neck, it'll resonate a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we got a greater chance of hell freezing over than we got Gruden coaching the Giants.
Here's that sound you were talking about. Here's Mike McCarthy on McAfee talking about Jackson Dart.
I love the way he plays because I think when I evaluate quarterbacks, you look at the in-the-pocket ability versus the out-of-pocket. And what he does naturally, you can't teach. I mean, his ability to make plays with his feet, whether it's stepping up in the A or B gap and coming out off the movement stuff. So, I mean, just the fact that they run him on so many design quarterback runs tells you what the coaching staff thinks of him. So those are all benefits, but it's the in-the-pocket stuff is always the last thing that is, I always felt the drop-back phase is always the real challenge for the guys in the National Football League. So the fact that he is so productive out of the pocket naturally, he just has to be smarter because the real challenge is, beating teams from in the pocket. This is a 2-minute league. I mean, you look at the games, especially you get the playoffs. 98% of these games come down to the last series of the game. So that quarterback has to, he has to win from the pocket to start off with. This young man has an extremely bright future. I mean, I think every quarterback coach in the United States would love to coach this guy, just the way he plays. But he's got to be conscious of his availability.
He's funny. He's on the campaign tour right now.
Yeah,
McCarthy, which he should be. He's clearly in the coaching cycle, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him as the head coach of the Giants. So it's interesting to hear him talk. I don't know if that's 100% his unfiltered opinion, because I do think that there's a little bit of a political bent there, knowing that he's probably going to be a candidate for the Giants head coaching job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if he comes back, and what is his true evaluation? Saying, I can get Mendoza, and if everybody will say, well, Jackson Dart did it in the NFL. That is true.
He did.
But he only got 3 games. And, he started off really hot. I don't think, people really knew how to play him. Even when if you want to give him credit for the the Chargers win. He didn't throw for more than like 110 yards. That's, sometimes we forget that narrative.
He lost his number one receiver in that game.
Yeah. But the game in which he really showed us something was against Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one game.
He showed us something against Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
I think Chicago was probably his best game before he he got the concussion.
Okay, so you probably say Chicago, and you'll probably say the not the Chargers game, but the what game was the second game we said?
The Eagles game.
The Eagles game.
The Thursday night game.
Right. So we would probably say those were his best games.
But let me ask you this: you're talking about the wins. How many games did Drake May win last year?
Not a lot.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Brissett may have won one. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. And you talk about the roster construction; they both were bad. I get all that, but the Patriots wasn't presented with an opportunity to get the first overall pick. They weren't that bad, even though they lost with Drake May. They weren't that bad to where they can be able to get a Heisman Trophy 6'5" quarterback that is on the run that Mendoza is on. Like, and I know what most people say. Well, where was this at Cal? Which is a legitimate question. But you have to ask yourself, and how what is that kind of what we talked about on Get Up, is look at Jared Goff, how he went from one coach to the next. Look at how, Trevor Lawrence has performed now underneath a new coach. Sam Darnold last year, how he performed just by getting a fresh start. So
Mac Jones this year.
Yeah, so you can take that narrative, but you have all the information. I'm just saying, the Giants, I hope they're evaluating what that may look like if he's there. You don't want to have to, react on the fly. But it is a world in a scenario, in my opinion, where if you bring in a Mike McCarthy or somebody else, they may say, "Give me Mendoza." Because if you're a new coach, you're tied to that guy. Like, for the most part, Daboll was tied because they gave Daniel Jones the extension. Now, if you're a coach coming in getting hired by the Giants, you may get 3-4 years before you may get fired, honeymoon phase. So that means the quarterback that you decide to go with could potentially be the guy that gets you fired because you believed in him.
Your only shot, it could be. I mean, the way that the coaching cycle works now.
Exactly.
There's a lot of other layers to this, and I do think that there's a Jets tie-in. Obviously, they're going to be picking at the top, and we'll get to what that could mean as well. We will open back up the phone lines at 1-800-919-3776 as we roll on a Football Friday morning. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ox Spine and New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
All right, Rascal Flatts, Life is a Highway Tour is coming to UBS Arena on January 29th and coming to Prudential Center on January 30th this month, 2026. Here we are. ESPN New York has your chance to score tickets to the venue of your choice on the ESPN New York app. Just scroll down to contests and submit your entry. It's brought to you by Live Nation, and tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Bart Carlin, Pat O'Keefe in one more time for Chris, who will be back on Monday as we really get things rolling here in the new year. Bart here, of course, because Bart's always here. Let's hear from you, because the fans, whether you're a Giants fan, you're a Jets fan, you're really feeling it now once again. You're really going through it now once again. 1-800-919-3776. And let's say hello to Frank in Newark. What's up, Frank?
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy New Year. It's week 18 of the week 17 or 18. I lost count after the Giants having such a bad season.
18 is the last one. It's the last one coming up, Frank. I get it. It's
not that anyone's counting.
Oh, trust me. I've been counting since we were 1-7 or something like that. And it's can we just fast forward to the end of the season? And the only thing I have to cheer for this weekend is possibly either getting the number 1 or the number 2 overall pick. Isn't my life just sad now? But one of the things I'm going to say is hopefully they finally get it right. I don't see how you're going to do that if you keep Shane in the office. I guess a broken clock is right twice in one day or something like that. But one of the things I will say is the Giants this year, one game, 2 good games from Abdul Carter does not take away the fact that we had a disciplinary issue, that I just fear it's going to go on to next season. So I'm hoping for all goodness that they hire a good disciplinarian. First, address Jackson Dart, because if the quarterback doesn't listen to changing or modifying his style of playing, chances are the rest of the locker room is not going to listen to the message of the head coach. So, because even I remember when Parcells used to play, he was always very critical of his quarterback play. And I feel like if you address the quarterback, the situation with the quarterback first, that'll send a message throughout the whole locker room, and eventually the discipline will fix itself. But it's just week 17 or 18 or whatever week it is couldn't come soon enough.
Playing out the string, and that's the state of New York football these days. Listen, I actually like the way I don't like that disciplinary action was needed, but Abdul Carter's a young player. This happens. He's in his early 20s. Ask me what I was doing in my early 20s. I actually think that's one of the few things that's probably been handled appropriately. They did punish him a couple of times, and I think that his play right now is the best that it's been all season long.
Well, we don't see. This is the thing. We don't know how long it was going on.
Correct.
Because clearly, if you normally don't get suspended or set down
Or benched
for one digression, right? So that means that maybe it was a pattern of that, and Kafka could have been watching it and saying, "No, I'm not putting up with that." You know what I mean? It's because it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do and trying to. If it's rules for you that's different than other people, and I was really surprised that Brian Burns and Lawrence seemingly gave him a pass with it, right? And that just lets you know that maybe it could be a leadership issue within that locker room, that neither one of those great players that's on the D-line with him couldn't get through to him to tell him, hey, man, this is not how you be a professional. Let me help you out, youngster. Because it seems like it was 2 or 3 times at minimum. So, we'll see going forward, because sometimes you get coaches, and I don't know how Mike McCarthy is as a person, but it comes off like he can be soft a little bit, right? Aloof, or people look at him like Shrek or something like that. They don't see him as a guy that's like Dayball was fiery. We see him cussing people out on the sideline. We've never seen any type of behavior, anything that's out of personality for or out of character for McCarthy. We've always seen him kind of be stoic on the sideline, kind of calm, kind of like a Tony Dungy type of thing, right? Not a John Gruden thing. So we'll see if they go opposite of what Brian Daboll was. Usually that's how it goes. They get a disciplinarian, a tough guy, then they get a guy that's more of a communicator. So let's see who's up and where they go. They won't have Marcus Freeman as he's taking his name out of consideration. So are we talking new coach, or are we talking retread? So that's what the Giants are going to have to really think about, and we'll start seeing this picture come start taking shape once we get past maybe the first round of the playoffs, because a lot of those guys that are being targeted or interviewed probably will be assistants on some of these playoff teams.
Or maybe once we get past Week 18, because as I've been saying this week, I think the results of that Sunday night game between Baltimore and Pittsburgh, there's going to be one of those two franchises that leaves that game disappointed about its season. Does that spur change? I think it could happen on either side.
I mean, I think it could potentially happen even if Pittsburgh does win.
Sure.
And then they get to the postseason and one
do
and
what
done.
they always do.
Yeah, one and done in the last 6 years. And you got to say, well, man, listen.
Sometimes change is needed, change for change's sake. Let's go to Vinny on Staten Island. What's up, Vinny?
What's going on, guys? I just want to touch on what guys said about the Jets with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence took 5 years to develop. Trevor Lawrence would have been booed out of MetLife Stadium in 2 years, just like Zach, just like Donald. These guys take time to develop, and I just keep reiterating, the Jets need to get a head coach. They got to get rid of Aaron Glenn. It's just never going to work with him. You could just tell. And touching on the Giants, I mean, they got talent on defense, but they got to get rid of Thibodeau. He is a waste.
Well, I mean, I think you'll get your wish.
I happen to like Kafka. I think Kafka could be a really good coach. I think he could be a good coach. I really do.
So you
have a lot of good stuff with him.
So you have no problem if they announce that Kafka, you'll be excited. They say, hey, Kafka's the next head coach of the New York Football Giants?
I think Kafka's good. I think he's a great offensive mind. I think they just got to bring in a very good defensive coordinator, and I think they'll be fine. I happen to like Kafka a lot.
No,
guys, you have a nice day. Okay?
No. Is this basically like Shane? Is this basically like Shane picking his third defense coordinator?
Oof. Well, how much does Shane have input into who the coordinators are? I mean, that's a head coaching decision.
I mean, staff. I don't know.
He has to sign off on it, but there's so many unknowns. Is Shane going to be here? How much sway does he have, or how much input does he have? Same thing with the Jets. Like, I do think Glenn's coming back. It's my take is that Glenn has had more input this year than Muji. Does that change? I think Muji's, if you're just judging individual job performance, I think Muji's probably had a better year than Glenn.
Yeah, I think maybe Glenn had more influence early.
Yes.
But lately, with all the moves and the players that you trade and not trade and all that stuff, that had to be a Muji thing.
Yeah. So is it still warranted that Glenn has more input? All right, we'll break here. Bart and Carlin, 2 more hours to go. We're here till 1, back on our normal time schedule on this Friday morning here on YouTube and 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments. The electricity is palpable. Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, we are back on the stream on this Friday morning program. Bart and Carlin, Pat O'Keefe in for Chris one more time. He'll be back on Monday in his regular spot. We are here until 1 o'clock today. I believe Dan Grassa comes in after that. The number, of course, 1-800-919-3776. Week 18 in the NFL. Giants and Jets, touched on them, more than touched on them, obviously. You know,
that door is always open for anybody who want to talk about, but I don't think we can ignore.
No.
what we saw yesterday, because that's what the Jets and Giants got to look forward to. Bowl season, baby.
It's it. Like, listen,
we're going to dominate the first round.
We always talk about tanking. What are we tanking for? We saw that yesterday. The last time you and I were together on Tuesday, we were talking a lot about how this is a 2-quarterback draft if Dante Moore decides to leave Oregon and come out, right? There's Mendoza. He's the one known commodity at the top of the draft board, known in terms of he's going to get drafted at the top of the first
Heisman
round.
Trophy winner.
If Moore comes into the draft, he likely puts himself in the mix. He acquitted himself well yesterday. That was more of a defensive game. Mendoza was extremely impressive. But on that front, as I was just saying to you during the break, I just need to express this because I've watched football and college sports my entire life, and I recognize that the landscape of the college sports has completely changed, not necessarily for the better. But I just can't believe that we live in a world now where Indiana University just wiped the floor with Alabama in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. That's where we are right now as a sports society.
It's amazing, right? Because if you was watching the game, you would have thought that the team running the ball down the opponent's throat and it's stopping teams on fourth and 1, you would have thought that was the Alabama, and you would have thought the other side was Indiana. When you talk about the physicality in which they play with, we're not accustomed to seeing Alabama. Anybody that was born or the new kids now, they're not accustomed to the Nick Saban Crimson Tide. We are, right? And you talk about the fact that the Big Ten is like 8-0 against the SEC. It's like, oh, how the tide has changed. And I know that means that Oregon's in it now and stuff like that. But the fact that a team like Indiana, that's what I love about the NIL era, is that it doesn't matter about the team. It's about the accumulation or the acquisition of players and coaching. And you have to say that what makes Indiana so amazing or interesting is the fact that they got a bunch of they don't have any 5-star guys. This is a team that doesn't have a big pot of NIL money. This is a team that just went out and they did a great job in acquiring talent, and then they coached the hell out of them. That's the crazy part. And for me, that makes me say, well, damn, why can't Rutgers be that? Like, we should have more NIL money. We should have more resources than Indiana. You think about Indiana, you think about basketball. I don't know who the big donors is there. Isaiah Thomas? I mean, who's the dude with the big bread there? You would think that, a place like Rutgers would have a greater chance, especially being in the same conference, to be able to kind of turn the corner. I think Indiana's shined a light and put pressure on teams like Maryland within the Big Ten, put pressure on teams like Rutgers in the Big Ten, teams like Michigan State, Illinois, because if they're saying if they can do it, why can't we do it? We may not have the infrastructure or the resources that Michigan has, Oregon has, maybe Penn State has, but man, we should have the resources in the backing that Indiana got. So we'll see, right? Because we talk about the trends for all the teams that we feel that has been bought. We thought last year that the Ohio State Championship was bought because they spent more money in NIL damn near than anybody. So let's see now if a team like Indiana winning can mean that you don't have to do it that way. Can they be the Rays or the Oakland A's of football, being able to just be smart in how they acquired the type of talent? I mean, he brought most of his players from JMU.
Unbelievable.
You know what I'm saying? And they just came here scrappy do. Their MVP was an offensive lineman. It's nothing more. It's like upside down world. The basketball school now has the best football team potentially in college football.
It's you don't look at Indiana and think of it as like, one of these Texas schools where there's just like all of this, donor money, or one of these SEC schools where it literally is, it's life and death. It's a religion in that part of the country. That's not Indiana football. If anything, at Indiana, it's basketball. I bet that if you polled most Indiana fans and asked them today which team they would rather have enjoy this level of success, I bet most of them still say the basketball team because that's just how it's ingrained. That's the culture
Hoosiers
of that part of the country, okay? But the fact that they're doing this without, the obvious, you look at Oregon, does it surprise you? No, because Phil Knight's been doing this forever and giving them all the resources, and now it's legal, and it pays off, right? What Oregon is doing and the money that's invested in that program. You don't look at Indiana as one of those things. So it just takes me to the coaching, like you said. And this guy, Curt Cignetti, and it is funny because he's like the phrase that's most associated with him now is Google me, which is a great phrase. But it's also, there's a reason why he had to tell somebody that. Because, yes, he was extremely successful at James Madison. But if you're who's the coach at James Madison this year? Do you know?
Nope.
Because I don't.
You know the crazy part? And how powerful he is? They still went to the playoffs.
Without
him.
With the guys that he didn't want to bring to Indiana.
And that just tells you how strong the program that he built.
But we don't know who the coach there is. So my point is, even if you have all this success at JMU, we're still not going to know who you are. He did it last year. I thought, okay, there's an element of newness, catch a lot of people by surprise. Maybe one of those situations where you take advantage of an easy schedule. And when they did get to the college football playoff last year and played Notre Dame, they did seem to be a little bit outclassed. Now, that was a really good Notre Dame team they played. But for them to turn around and do it again this year and do it better. Now, the biggest difference between last year and this year is the quarterback. But to get to a point where Indiana University is the program that is able to attract the best available quarterback in the country. But then going back to Cignetti, was Mendoza the best available quarterback in the country in the offseason? Or did he now become that because he's playing for this guy? I can't think of many better coaching jobs in any sport on any level than what Curt Cignetti has done at Indiana these last 2 years.
I think a lot of people would agree. I mean, so much so that they reward him with, $90 million?
$90 million.
Right, not for him to get out of there. I mean, because he would have been at Michigan. He would have been potentially at LSU. He would have been in the running for all those jobs, right? It's like funny because you look on the other side with Alabama, they had an opportunity to get rid of that guy, to Michigan. And a lot of people are there just listening to Paul Feinbaum this morning are like, well, he won, but he don't run the football, right? This is a place that believes in physicality and toughness. You talk about all the Heisman Trophy winners they've had at at running back. The fact that they, the last 3 games, I think they ran for under 48 yards. So, you talk about, just how important it is to have the right guy with the right mentality and understand where you are in the country and what's expected. I think he's did a fantastic job. I think he's put a lot of it's almost like how what's his name? Not Sashi. Who's the guy that used to be he always won with VCU.
Shaka Smart.
Yeah, Shaka. Right? Like he put pressure on these small mid-majors teams like, yo, we got you hold up. Shaka being successful over here. So I think, Rutgers, all these other teams, Maryland, Michigan State, Illinois, Iowa, game on. It can be done without a pocket full of cash.
Bob Chesney, by the way, and thanks, Tom and Ray. Chesney was the James Madison coach this year. He left to go to UCLA.
Oh, he leaving too? James Madison just can't catch a damn break.
Well, they got Billy Napier, who was just at Florida, who did a very good job at Louisiana Lafayette to get the Florida job. Yeah. So he's a good coach. He was just in a little over his head in the SEC.
Yeah, that's so good in Florida.
This is more his speed. Also, as the guys tell us, Mark Cuban is an Indiana graduate, and Cignetti got Cuban to donate to the Athletics. So, all right, that's an important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, that means he get to go back.
Yeah.
We won. We went in that chat, had Mark Cuban there. You can go back. I need a little bit more money. You see what we're doing. We're doing good work here.
But, on the Alabama side of things, Kalen DeBoer, who's their second-year head coach, and the expectations there after Saban. I mean, this is like the definition of you never want to be the guy to follow the guy, right? Because Saban was the guy, maybe in the history of the sport. and they had a solid season last year. It was going to be a transitional year anyway. They just missed out on the playoff, and they wanted to run him out after year one. Year two, he, I guess, quote-unquote, saved his job because he got into the playoff. But I got to be honest with you, and I would love to hear the Paul Feinbaum show today down there. Because if you're a fan of Alabama and you're coming off of what you had to witness yesterday, they must be out of their minds and feel that if they could ship this guy to Michigan today, they would do that. It's almost like he did more damage to himself by beating Oklahoma. He would have been better off losing to Oklahoma than doing what they did yesterday to Indiana at the Rose Bowl. I mean, it was like the perfect storm against this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like crazy. Like the fact that he won a game and he lost a game, and now, and they may lose to the eventual national champions. But all that is going to be forgotten simply because he won a game. And because it's not that they got beat, it's how they got beat. And that was a thorough ass kicking where Ty Simpson, who people thought was going to come out, now is considering maybe having to stay in simply because that was a horrible showing. And that's what I'm saying. This week they're going to have the two favorites, Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza, is going to be playing each other. And could it be a scenario in which Dante Moore plays himself out of saying, you know what, I better come back and I'd rather try it again?
I haven't loved the college football playoff. I don't like what the committee did.
Yeah.
I think having James Madison, I know we're speaking glowingly about them. I think having them in that first-round game basically eliminated the entertainment of one game. And the same thing for Tulane. I think in this era of NIL, I think it's too difficult now for teams like that to compete.
But you're always going to have a blowout because, to me, I would say the game against Indiana and Alabama was just as one-sided as any of those other games, and that was the brand name. And I think on the flip side, the fact that we believed and said that Miami shouldn't be involved and they shouldn't have been in, they've proven everybody wrong.
Well, I thought they should have been in. Right. I mean, they beat Notre Dame. They earned their way in.
But I think I forgot the lineman that was trolling Notre Dame yesterday. Like, now what? Now say something. And, like, when you look at what I like about it is I'm trying to steal players because what I'm saying is if I'm the Jets, if I'm the Giants, I'm looking at that receiver from looking at the receiver from Indiana. Right? I'm looking at some of these DBs. I'm definitely Bain was unblockable. So, like, that's how I'm watching. I'm watching it as a fan of, like, man, should we draft this guy or should we have this guy on our board as a consideration? Because all these teams have elite talent. I don't know how many of these guys are coming out, but it's a couple of these guys I would love to pluck. You know what I mean? Like all three of the receivers for Indiana is going to the league. First round, second round. I'm looking at gems, and I'm getting to see them under pressure. I'm getting to get more looks on them. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at it. If I'm the Jets or Giants fan, I'm looking at these bowl games like, man, I'm projecting.
It was a great showcase from that standpoint. And unfortunately, again, this goes back to the state of New York football with our two teams. But unfortunately, the last week was filled with talk about, tanking, draft positioning, getting your quarterback of the future, all of that stuff. So to have that showcase with Moore yesterday, obviously what we saw from Fernando Mendoza, Trinidad Chambliss in the nightcap and what he did, certainly raising his draft stock. Now he's going to be a name worth watching. Listen, this time last year, from my recollection, Jackson Dart was not a first-round draft pick.
Not at all. I mean, that's why just think, after the process, he skyrocketed up. But that's what, did he go to the Senior Bowl?
I don't remember if he did or not.
I don't know if he did one of the bowl games, but he skyrocketed up after the fact.
Yeah, during the pre-draft camps and, interviews and combines.
He had to do like a combine. He had to do like one of these bowl games, probably Senior Bowl or
he was there
East
at
West
Senior
Bowl.
Bowl.
Right, so that's where he skyrocketed up, and that still only got him to the first round.
Yep.
I mean, got him to the second half of the first round. The Giants took him at what, 17?
No, like 21?
21?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what, 11 picks from the second round.
Yeah. I mean, he was this time last year, he was at best a second-round pick. 2 years ago, he was splitting time.
Yeah.
At Ole Miss. He wasn't even the number one confirmed starter.
So there we go. Like, can that guy be Trinidad? Is that Caleb's?
So
same school. Same system.
How does this now, right? Never mind Trinidad, but Mendoza. So watching him yesterday, and I don't know how the games are going to shake out this weekend. There's been a lot of talk. I hear what you're saying about the Giants, at least looking at a Mendoza, if that's a possibility for them. I don't think they go that route. I think they move forward with Jackson Dart as their starting quarterback. If that's the case, they have at worst a top 2 pick. Okay, they could still pick number 1. They're locked into, at worst, the number 2 overall pick. A lot of the conversation is the Giants are going to trade the best that pick for the best package available. And the Jets, I would think, have the capabilities of giving them the best package available. I got to be honest with you. After seeing Mendoza play, I can't see the Giants handing him to the Jets.
But this is what I don't understand. Why? Is the hatred that bad?
It's not even about hatred. It's protecting. I think
No, you're helping yourself.
You are helping yourself.
You're getting a second-round draft pick.
If Mendoza turns out to be,
why do you care?
Because you're never going to hear the end of it.
Okay, so if you don't do it, then what happens?
First of all, it depends on what other deals are out there. If there's a deal that is close,
like Cleveland,
sure.
Okay, so you can digest Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as a Giant executive,
this is the thing. The only time you're ever going to go against the Jets is in the Super Bowl.
But you're going against the Jets every day on the back page of the paper and on this show.
And that's what you care about.
Yes, they do.
And the Jets can give you a better package because they got better picks. So you're going to cut your nose to spite your face because you don't want the Jets to have nice things. That's stupid.
The whole thing is stupid.
Did the Jets feel that way when they gave you Leonard Williams?
Well, that was different. That's not a franchise quarterback.
That's different. Okay, but that's still a great Pro Bowl player.
Sure, but that's not a franchise quarterback. Listen,
okay.
And this isn't my opinion. I'm kind of looking at how I think they're going to react to this. I can't see them giving this guy to the Jets on a silver platter.
Okay, so cut your nose to spite your face.
Well, it ties into the incompetence of the organization. They've put themselves in this position. They've been so bad for 10 years. There's been so much bad publicity. The fans are sick and tired of it. 3-win seasons, 4-win seasons. The last thing they want to risk is next year, we finally got our quarterback, but guess what? We're going to give the Jets a guy who's potentially even better than ours. I just don't think they want to do that.
No, that's dumb.
The whole thing is dumb.
So what happened? You don't want to give it to him, but the Jets can get it some other place.
Maybe. Who are they going to get it from, though? If the Giants are going to have the highest pick in the draft of a team that doesn't want to pick a quarterback.
Maybe they get Malik Willis, and maybe you give them their quarterback that way because you were hating and you let somebody move in front of you and you give them Malik Willis, somebody that's able to be. So it don't matter. It's going to all come down to you being a hater. So if you say, okay, well, come on up, Cleveland. But just think, Cleveland, how much more would Cleveland have to give to move up that high? Malik Willis is going to play a role with somebody, whether it's with Arizona, whether it's with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh don't have anything to give anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Malik Willis,
the Rams are going to be a player here because they have that Falcons pick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you're going to give them to an NFC opponent?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do? Oh, go to the Rams. We'll see you in the playoffs.
I'm not saying their priorities aren't screwed up. I'm not saying their priorities are screwed up.
What I'm saying is if working with the Jets helps you get the best resources, the best stuff to help your team, and your fear is that you're going to give the Jets one because you're going to lose page 6, then you deserve to get fired.
Well, the guy who's making those decisions right now, you could argue, deserves to get fired.
Because that's malpractice.
I mean, look at the backlash that he got and the owner got after the Hard Knocks thing with Saquon Barkley. This would be worse.
Right, so learn your lesson.
No, the backlash was teeing it up and giving a guy like that to your rival. They did that already with Barkley. I think that all plays into it.
To me, it depends on.
I'm not saying it's the smartest business.
It depends.
Decision.
To me, that all comes down to how do you see the Jets as a rival?
They're a rival for attention on these.
You're the Giants. You have what, 5 Super Bowls?
They used to be. They're not the Giants.
But you're the Giants.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, at the root of who you are, your brand wise.
They haven't been the Giants in a long time.
But brand wise, you're the Giants.
Yes.
And you're concerned with somebody that you don't really respect as an organization. You don't want them to get a quarterback. If you feel that way about the Jets to begin with, then you think they'll find a way to screw it up no matter what they do.
I think
if that's how you believe.
I think for the Giants, you're more concerned with your fans. I think your fans are just so turned off by what they've watched for the last 10 years.
I get that.
They would not be happy with this if he turns out to be what we think he will.
Or he won't.
Or he won't. Exactly.
I mean, because
smart business decision is to take the best deal.
Correct.
Because as I said before, when you were on your way over here, my read on the Giants is that it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could contend for a playoff spot next year. With Dart, Neighbors coming back, competent coaching, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see how it all comes together. But I can see the Giants taking a leap to be a playoff contending team next year.
How far are they willing to drop?
This can help. This can help if they can get the right deal for this pick. That's the smart business decision. But what we have seen is the Giants very rarely these days make the smart decision.
Well, with Carter, right? With Carter, they were able to get the guy that they felt like was a generational player.
Yeah.
If you're going to be this bad, you want to be up high enough to get a guy that you think is going to be a gold jacket. Ain't that's what a general manager for the Giants said before.
Once upon a time. And that guy will have a gold jacket, as it turns out.
Maybe.
Yeah. You don't think so?
He didn't have the year this year that he had last year.
No.
We had just anticipated that all his years was going to look like this one. This one almost feels like a disappointment.
Yeah.
We were asking what was wrong with him. So 1 year for Philly, 2 years with the Giants.
Unlike his former team, though, his year's not done yet.
Yeah, but like what you're looking at, Derrick Henry and what he's put up.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yeah.
What Frank Gore put up consistently. Like what guys have put up consistently. You got to have a run. What McCaffrey's putting up consistently. Like, because you can't put everybody in the Hall of Fame.
You can't.
And they damn sure ain't going to stockpile one position. So right now, the people that's in his era that he's competing with, McCaffrey, Henry, Alvin Kamara, right? And to a certain extent on the back end, Bijan Robinson, who's having special years. Now, Saquon had special years, but he don't have enough. You need at least 6 or 7 as a running back to be a guy that's going to get in there. I mean, you need.
He's had 3.
At this point, you need like 12,000 yards, right? Because 10 ain't it. Because Jamal Lewis got 10,000. Like Steven Jackson got 11,000. They ain't in the Hall of Fame. So, and Jamal had a season where Chris Johnson, right? So Saquon's going to need a lot more work.
Yeah, but his year last year was more special than most. I mean, he's
not more special than Jamal Lewis. One less game. Jamal Lewis he was 27 yards from the rushing title.
For me, he's more in the Terrell Davis category, where you're just like so brilliant for a brief period of time. But for Saquon, the story's not finished yet. He's trending towards the gold jacket, like the general manager famously said.
But what I'm saying is guys like LaDainian Thomas, that's like longevity of greatness.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the greatest of all time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But
he's got the potential to do that, but he's not there.
No, he's had too many. Right now, he's like 40-60. 40% of his seasons have been dynamic. 60 of them has been nah.
He's got it.
Because also he's in an era, too, where Gibbs is right on his ass as far as special players. Jonathan Taylor, right on his ass, right? So you think about the quarterback, the running backs in his generation. Saquon has the name. Right now, he's still missing a lot as far as the resume.
He was the missing piece, though, on a team that ended up winning the Super Bowl. And I think that holds significant weight as well.
I mean, that's true.
And he's got a chance to, yes, it was a step back this year so far, but.
I mean, Lane Johnson's only getting older.
He's got a potential for, listen, if the Eagles are playing on Super Bowl Sunday, would you be surprised?
No.
With the landscape of the NFC. So I think there's potential for that story to be rewritten this year as well. All right, we got a break. 1-800-919-3776. More of your calls. Just interesting timing with the whole thing, with the bowl games and these top prospect quarterbacks being on display. It was a great stage for them, a great showcase, and they seem to certainly take advantage of it. We'll get back to your calls. More on Week 18, the final week of the NFL season. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and YouTube.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame NBA Happy Hour every Friday 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily, so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN New York. ESPN New York app, of course, and back on YouTube today. Pat O'Keefe in for Chris. He's back on Monday. Bart here. Been here all week. It's football season. During football season, you get Bart. At this point of the program, before we open the phone lines back up, it is time for us to take a step back and hear from some of the newsmakers throughout the world of sports, and that means it is time for Audio File.
The Audio File.
And with that, we once again say hello to you, Tom Bauer.
Oh, hi, Pat. Hi,
Hello.
Bart.
Hello.
Happy New Year to everybody out there. So, we're going to be focusing this audio files on, of course, the two football teams here in New York. We've got some sound from Rich Cimini. We're going to be hearing a little Jordan Raanan. But first, we're going to start off with something that we didn't get a chance to play for Bart. This coming from Jackson Dart just the other day, when he was asked, is this team, the Giants of course, far off from competing?
No, we got the pieces. This is not an excuse. Obviously we've had a tough schedule. We've been in really tight games where this season could completely flip. So that's kind of just the league, those one-score games and who can capitalize on those moments. And there's a lot of teams who have great records right now where it could be completely flipped for them as well. So we got a lot of talent. We have some good vets, and we have a ton of young guys who are going to continue to thrive. And we just have a ton of excitement for the future because we know what this thing can do and how we can flip this around.
He's supposed to feel that way. Of course, he's. They've been in a lot of close games. You think about the Denver game, and they played against some of the best teams. But I tell you what, nothing good is going to happen with this team until they address the defense side of the ball. Because you talk about all the injuries and losing neighbors, and they really didn't have a lot of talent on that side of the ball. Anyway, I think they need to upgrade at running back. I think they need upgrade. They definitely need to upgrade at safety and their defensive backs and figure that out. But until they address this defensive side of the ball, the offense can keep them in games, but they won't win many. Because if it's one disappointment, it's not that a rookie quarterback or Russell Wilson struggled to try and carry this team, especially against a hard schedule. It's the fact that this defense we thought was going to be 1 or 2 in the NFL.
I would have thought that would have been the strength of this team at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And, all the things that you mentioned, the running back, losing the guy who emerged as their guy there, losing neighbors, starting a rookie quarterback who you were unsure of at the beginning of the season. The offense has far outplayed the defense. Why? If I look at it and they need to be coached better. That's me talking. Why has the defense not performed as well as it should have?
That has to be part of it, right? You got Burns having a career year, second in the league, and 16.5 sacks. But you haven't, Carter was slow to develop. Thibodeau really hasn't made a big impact. They have to figure out, for years they've been trying to figure out what they want to do with Okereke. So we need to, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be figured out. And we don't know who's going to be making those decisions. That's the issue, too. Who's going to be the head coach and who's going to be bringing in the system and what is that system and how many of the players that's on the current defense even fits that system, even if they play well. What's bad for these guys in the system or on his defense is they didn't play well. So the evaluation of them is going to be down really low when a new coach comes in. So they're going to try and figure out, okay, in my system, what do they look like? But, Dexter Lawrence has been called out. Chancey Golston, I don't even remember people even talking about his impact or if he made an impact. And I got love for him because he's the third Golston to come to the NFL, and he's from Detroit. But he was an offseason acquisition from Tampa Bay that we thought was going to have a bigger impact as well. We thought, and then when they drafted the kid from Toledo, we man, they're going to have maybe potentially the best front seven in football.
Yeah, Thibodeau was really good his rookie year. But then again, who was coaching him?
Winky wink.
All right, guys, next up we've got Jordan Raanan, our esteemed Giants reporter here at ESPN. He's got a slot with DNR on Fridays, And he's also got a new article out at ESPN.com outlining the next possible candidates for the Giants job. Of course, the audio clip I'm about to play is, will Joe Schoen be back in 2026? It's answered in that article, but if you didn't get a chance to read it, here's Jordan.
I don't think anything's definite because look what happened with Joe Judge. He was told he was going to be back, and what happened to Joe Judge? He ended up getting fired. Ben McAdoo was told he was going to get back. He ended up getting fired. So I think there's always the possibility. So I'm going to leave that door open. But, speaking to people around the league, Joe Schoen's operating as if he's going to be back, and it's being portrayed to potential head coaching candidates that he's expected or likely to be back. So I think there's a good chance that he's likely the general manager moving forward.
So, Jordan, I would just also like to specify before you guys weigh in, Jordan said that Schoen will be leading the search in his article, and that Merritt and Tisch will make the final decision ultimately on the coach.
I feel like we knew that part of it. That he is leading the coaching search with no promises that he'd be back in his role next year. But, the more you hear about it and what Jordan just said there, I think it's trending in that direction. My only thing is if they can find the right head coach that has a body of work and a resume and a little bit of clout in the league and they really want him, is that guy going to want to work with Joe Schoen? And could we find Jacksonville Jaguars scenario, what Liam Cohen did last year? Like, I'll come be your head coach, but I don't want to work with Trent Baalke.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be maybe potentially, lockstep with somebody that they don't trust to believe in, somebody that they don't believe maybe could be undermining them. That's the thing. You have no idea when it comes to those type of situations, if you're going to be undermined. So a lot of people come in, now guys come in as package deals. So who's to say that this new coach don't have somebody that they want to pair themselves with, that, hey, if I ever become a head coach, I'm coming to get you, or vice versa. So, that's a tricky thing to kind of navigate, but it'd be interesting to see, how they go about it. But definitely that's a conversation, and I'm sure that's a concern of coaching candidates, especially, if they're taking candidates that's coming from winning organizations, right? Because if they're playoff teams, then they've seen how it works well with the coach and the general manager kind of aligned as far as how the belief of how to build a team. So we'll see. Schoen is interesting because they could have just went, like, when you look at what's going on with Atlanta, they have the firm that's coming down there. And that's what a lot of these teams have done. They went with the firm. But a lot of these teams that go with the firm don't have a active general manager in place.
Atlanta could have hired Bill Belichick 2 years ago. And
you thought maybe with Arthur Blank that would have been something that, two old school guys, but maybe Arthur Blank was still pissed from the 28-3 comeback in the Super Bowl.
Or maybe his football operations guys didn't want to work with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's funny. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but will Bill Belichick be in this search? Bill can say what he want to say, but that team in North Carolina is awful. I mean, I don't know if he can get Jordan to write another check again, or what that alumni group is going to be willing to spend. But
did Mark Cuban get a post-grad degree from Carolina? Maybe he could help them out too, like he did Indiana.
I mean, I just don't know if Bill Belichick has lost the respect of the football world as far as his relevance to be able to come and really man up a program. And I don't know if the fact that Pete Carroll, who was considered a great coach, came back and struggled, if people are lining up for a 70 or 60, late 60 coach, knowing that they're only going to have him for a little bit anyway, and nobody's ever nobody believes in Bill's assistants taking over. So it can't be on the sense, oh, well, he'll be the coach for a little bit and then he'll move up and
the succession plan.
Yeah, like Bruce Arians. Like, oh, yeah, and then we'll hire Todd Bowles.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
Freddie Kitchens, really?
I wouldn't say that Bill Belichick has gained respect throughout the football world with all of his actions of the last 2 years. I'll just leave it at that, Tom.
Yeah, that's probably a great way of summarizing that. And he's a head coach that's kind of under fire. And, well, you know what? The Jets have one of those, too, in Aaron Glenn. At least that's what the fans seem to think. Rich Cimini had been reporting that Aaron Glenn is going to have some patience under Woody Johnson because Johnson feels that this thing needs to develop a little bit. That's what Cimini's reporting was as of last week. Now, Aaron Glenn, after his loss to New England, he was upset with the effort of the players and the coaches. He started to backtrack on that after the new year, and he was saying it was not all about the effort. So, something going on there. Rich Cimini, he was also on DNR this morning. He spoke about Aaron Glenn and that whole situation where he might have backtracked.
Yeah, I was surprised by the comments after the game, and then I was even more surprised that he flip-flopped the next day. I was critical of him on my podcast. That's a slippery slope for a coach. When I was sitting there after the game, and he said, by the way, unsolicited, and not only did he question their effort, he doubled down after the game, and he said, I just want to be very clear with you guys, I'm not BSing it. So it's like he was emphasizing the fact that he didn't see good enough effort, and then so that's dangerous for a coach. You could lose the locker room. So I'm sitting there thinking, wow, he must be really confident in his standing with Woody Johnson to come out and make that kind of comment. And then he flip-flops the next day, unsolicited, again, saying when he watched the tape twice, it wasn't really effort. It was more schematic stuff. So I was not a fan of that flip-flop. I mean, he just should have stuck with it. And so I don't think that was a good thing for Aaron Glenn.
Well, I say that, I know that's not a good thing, but the second thing ain't a good thing either. Saying it was schematics. Well, you're responsible for the schematics and the coaching staff and the game plan. So why are you being out-coached by Josh McDaniel and Mike Vrabel? So I don't know what excuse is better or more acceptable, in my opinion.
They can't get to the end of the season fast enough. I think he's coming back. I think, sadly, the biggest goal for Aaron Glenn and the Jets this weekend, get to that clock striking 0 without further incident. Because what happened last Sunday at MetLife Stadium was not acceptable. And maybe they get lucky with the Bills calling off the dogs.
I don't know, because the Bill. This is the crazy part. The Bills go so deep into their wide receiving core that pretty much everybody's a starter.
Everybody's playing to get paid. Everybody's playing for some reason.
Yeah, Diggs is trying to get $500,000. He might need that because of the choke gate. Yeah, I mean, didn't they implicate? Oh no, my bad. That's the Patriots. My bad.
They just dealt with him.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
the Jets did.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is it James Cook that's trying to win the rushing title?
Yes, he is.
So he's maybe 57 yards above Bijan. Is it Bijan? He might be 50 yards above Bijan, so he's going to be trying to get some distance, for him.
He's 47 yards ahead of Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, so
but come on, if you're Buffalo, what's more important, resting Cook or having him win the rushing title? You could win the Super Bowl this year. Taylor's gonna. They're gonna hand the ball to Taylor 40 times to win the rushing title this week. I think that's fait accompli.
But I mean, you can score 35 points in first quarter against the Jets. So you can get your work done if you say, hey man, I get 100 real quick against the Jets.
I mean, it is the Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything's on the table.
They 107 point differential in the month of December.
At least December's over.
Yeah.
So they got that going for them. So one more for the Jets, playing out the string, Jets and Giants. All right, that's it for audio files. Well done, Tom. Thank you very much. We'll get back to the calls, 1-800-919-3776. Bart and Carlin on the first Friday of 2026 on 880 ESPN New York.
St. John's continues Big East play against Providence at MSG. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:40 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, appointment. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Bart Carlin on 880 ESPN New York, the ESPN New York app, and YouTube on the second day of January, our final football Friday of the regular season. Final football Friday for the Giants and the Jets. 1-800-919-3776. We've got Chris Canty coming up in his regular spot at noon. Looking forward to chatting with him. Let's go back to the phones and say hello to Marcus in Hoboken. What's up, Marcus?
Hey guys, thanks for taking the call. Big fans. I loved Bart's take on the Giants needing to replace their defense. The defensive backs were the biggest liability of the Giants' season, in my opinion. you, me, and your mom would have taken Abdul Carter as a third overall pick, but the defensive backs were the limiting factor last season or this season.
Can I tell you this, Marcus? Can I ask you this, Marcus? I mean, what grade would you give Carter? Because when you pick third, you expect instant impact, and now you're going to be picking second. So it's great because I think anybody would have taken Carter, right? That was the slam dunk, the Michael Parsons, but what are you doing this year and not making sure that it's not a slow start with who you picking this year?
So, answer the first question. Grade-wise, I got to give him a C at best. He wasn't productive in terms of stats. Obviously, he had a couple QB pressures, but, sacks is where he makes his money and where he really impacts the game. In terms of, picking second overall, I think the best bet is just trading down. I mean, get some assets. Hopefully, we can get that safety out of Ohio State, and just trading down. I mean, we have an offense. That's the limit. That's been a limiting factor for the last few years. We didn't have an offense. We have an offense now, but we got to get that defense shored up and change these one possession games to to our favor.
And I think the one possession games have been affected by the shoddy defense. I think that affected the decision making in a lot of these one possession games where the coaching staff had to be more aggressive than they normally would have because they didn't trust the defense. And the other thing is, I think we all knew coming into the year that the secondary was going to be the weak link of the Giants defense, Bart, but what's the best antidote to that? It's putting pressure on the quarterback. Yeah. I thought that would have masked some of the deficiencies in the secondary, and it just didn't.
It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? So, this isn't any perfect science by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks like when you're talking about defensive backs, looks like you're going to look to Clemson, Avion Terrell and T.J. Parker. Avion Terrell from Clemson before you start getting to maybe top defensive backs. I'm sure there's some other ones there. That's not a pick that you make at 2. I mean, this year it's no Sauce Gardner. It's no Stingley. It's not one of those guys out there. Caleb Downs probably is the best bet. But I feel like they also, within this division, it's great to have safeties. But, man, you need some corners. And, with Banks and what that, Banks gave him some value as a kick returner. Who knew that he possessed that? But they need somebody that can lock some people down on the outside.
1-800-919-3776. We got a few calls lined up. We will get back to you, but we'll take a break now. And when we come back, Chris Canty in his regular Friday spot here on Bart Carlin on 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
First show of 2026. First real show will be on Monday. That's when Chris Carlin is back. Pat O'Keefe filling in for him one more time, along with Bart Scott on this Friday morning as we get you set for Week 18 in the NFL season. 2 hours in the books, 1 to go. And for the first time this year, that means one thing.
It's the power hour.
Little extra for the first of 2026. Starting the year off with a bang.
I haven't. What I'm saying? I'm fresh right now.
You are fresh. You're rested. Day off yesterday, watching a lot of football.
I'm rested.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. You got the Nets in Washington to play the Wizards. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. Knicks hosting the Hawks at Madison Square Garden. 7:30 tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. right here on 880 ESPN. I'll have that for you. The Rangers in Miami at Lone Depot Park. It's the Winter Classic tonight against the Panthers. They're playing that in Florida indoors. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. over on 1050 ESPN. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. The Knicks lost quickly on them New Year's Eve to the Spurs. Did you see the? Did you happen to see the bad beat? And I don't delve into these waters that often, but it was pretty egregious. The bad beat at the end of that game. Knicks are down by 5. Game's over. Deuce McBride misses a three-pointer with about 3 seconds left. Ball trickles into the corner. Keldon Johnson of the Spurs is just holding it, running out the clock.
Yeah.
Brunson comes behind him, takes the ball from him. He's behind the backboard, and he throws it up at the buzzer, and it goes in. So the Knicks went from down 5 to down 2.
Yeah. I saw that.
The spread on that game was Spurs minus 3.5.
Nah, you can't. That's got to be a coinky ding. You can't say that Brunson.
No. I'm not implying that.
No. What I'm saying is people will say that.
People are saying that.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. Like he threw the ball from behind the backboard with a second to go.
Yeah,
and knew it was going in.
But I know we all happy that Wei, is seemingly is going to be okay. There's no structural damage, no anything like that. So I'm happy for that. You always worry about these big guys. That is going to be something, they're so fragile. Yeah, I forgot he stepped on. I don't know who foot he stepped on. But I did see that, and I did see that my Pistons lost to the Heat the other day.
Knicks Pistons for the first time this season on Monday.
I know.
In the Motor City. That's a nationally televised game. So that'll be a good measuring stick for both teams.
Well, but also, for the personal matchup, we'll get to see Cade versus Jalen.
Yeah.
Because I know I kind of played around with it, but it seemed like it was kind of picked up a little bit. Where I saw other people comparing Cade to Brunson as well.
There's 4 guys right now, and they're all guards in the Eastern Conference that I think are kind of vying for the best because Giannis is hurt. Not even the best guard anymore. Now it's like the best player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's Brunson, it's Cade, it's Donovan Mitchell,
Jaylen Brown.
Well, yeah,
he's carrying that team.
He is. For purpose of this conversation, yeah. And Tyrese Maxey.
All people on my list.
There you go. Where's Brunson on that list?
People on my list. Nobody wanted to give me Tyrese Maxey.
Who didn't want to give you Tyrese Maxey?
When I was saying that top 10, Brunson's not in the top 10.
I wouldn't say he's not in the top 10, but I would.
No, I was talking about in the NBA.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
you got him in the top 10.
I haven't really listed out 1 through 10.
Well, see, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I have Brunson in top 10 right now.
The thing is weird, right? Because when you talk about top 10, we're assuming that everybody's healthy.
We are, right. So, like, this year, Jason Tatum's not in the top 10 because he's not playing. So there's a spot that opens up.
But I'm not going to take him out.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general. In the Eastern Conference, in the NBA, is he top 10?
I still think there's it's all of those guys.
I had him at like 12, and people lost their damn mind. But some of the people that they pushed him out for, I pushed him out for.
Who?
I said Jaylen Brown.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, I feel you.
I ain't going to lose my mind, but I wouldn't do that.
I mean, we never seen what Jaylen Brown is without Tatum. We're seeing that now.
Yeah.
Where he gets more volume shots and more opportunities to take the last shot.
But he's the best player on a good team. Jalen Brunson's the best player on a better team right now. The Celtics, as currently constructed, with Brown as the guy, are not as good as the Knicks.
But it's really close.
It's standings-wise, sure.
You can say that the better roster is the Knicks.
Yeah.
So you expect Brunson to be on the better team because he has the better personnel. Now, what's different is Cade doesn't have better personnel than what Brunson has, but they have a better record.
They have a better record.
So I don't go off of that. I just go off, Brown was playing with 2 superstars. You can say that, or you can say that Brunson doesn't really play. He played with some high-end role players, even though that's kind of disrespectful to Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I think it is.
But you would say that right now, White isn't anywhere. He wouldn't measure up to anybody there. Maybe OG. But then he still has. He don't have Drew Holiday. He don't have Porzingis.
Yeah, the drop off after Derek White's the second best player on the Celtics, and then it goes to who? Peyton Pritchard probably this year. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So,
but as a result, the Knicks have a better record.
I mean, but Jaylen Brown is right there.
He's right there.
Last year, Boston had the better record, but you still would have said that Brunson was better than Brown.
And I'd still say that now.
See, I just don't think so.
I also want to see it for more than 35 games.
But I think he's one of the most you act like he wasn't like his whole career he hasn't.
But you're acting like I had him in like the top 50.
But he's all NBA, right?
Yes,
he's made all.
He has made it. He's not a consistent all NBA guy. He has made it, and he's not made it.
But that's what I'm saying. He's an all NBA guy. He's a champion,
MVP of the finals.
The finals.
That's significant.
And now he's getting more volume shots.
He is.
So now, we get to see what it's like because we thought that they couldn't coexist at first. But anyway, I digress.
No, I hear you. Listen.
So I had Jaylen Brown.
You're right. All right.
I had Giannis.
Yeah.
I had Luka.
Sure.
I had Shea Gilly.
Yeah.
I had
Wemby.
Jokic. Yeah, Jokic, I had Donovan Mitchell right there with him. You know what I mean? I had Donovan Mitchell.
I wouldn't do that. Ahead. I mean, right there, yeah.
I had Ant-Man. Come on.
I'm thinking.
Come on. Come on.
I'm just trying to think.
Come on, man.
I'm trying to remember if Jalen Brunson ever left his bench in the middle of the game and went back to the locker room at a hissy fit.
Oh, stop it.
No, the answer is no. Okay, I'll give you Ant-Man.
Okay, so I got Ant-Man. I got Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And I got...
Are you counting? Because I'm not counting. How are your fingers doing? What are you up to?
I'm not counting. I don't know.
You just throwing up fingers?
Jason Tatum. I had Maxey on the list, too.
Yeah. Maxey's right there. For me, I want to see you do it longer.
I get it.
Maxey's right now where Brunson was 2 years ago when he took that leap to being a first-time All-Star. Maxey's there now. Jaylen Brown as a leading man is there now. And Cade Cunningham.
And I had Cade.
And he's there now.
Yeah, I had him there now because last year he was arriving when he was getting MVP votes. Now I have him there.
This is no order. Ant, Brunson, Cade, Donovan, Maxey. Those 5. I think if you polled 10 people, they would have them ranked 1 through 5 differently.
Yeah, and it depends on...
They're all in the same neighborhood.
It depends on what you like. Oh, yeah, I had Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's in his own category.
That's what I'm saying. So, that puts Brunson out of 10, man. That's not
on your list. On your list.
He wouldn't be...
I mean, I don't have Brunson behind Donovan Mitchell or Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Maxey or Cade Cunningham.
We didn't even say Joker. We didn't say Jokic.
We said him.
We said Jokic?
Yes. Yeah, you said him. We're not comparing Brunson with Jokic.
So, okay. I got it. So that puts him out of the top 10 for me.
I know.
I mean, guys, it's crazy, right? We live in a world where we're all talking about who's going to be the next great American star, right? Because I feel like, a lot of Europeans are some of our best players. And we think about Ant-Man. We think about Jason Tatum. We think about
all those guys we just mentioned. Brunson, Maxey, Mitchell, Jaylen Brown.
Right.
Shea.
No, Shea's Canadian.
He's Canadian, yes. But he played college basketball.
Hell no, he's Canadian. No, don't be taking these people's stars.
I'm not
man.
taking them.
You're going to take Wiggins and all that stuff, man. He playing for Team Canada.
You could have Wiggins. I don't think he's part of this conversation, even though he's the number 1 pick in the draft. Listen, I would put Brunson ahead of a lot of those guys. I'm also not going to sit here and get all bent out of shape. If you come to me and you make it and you have Maxey or Donovan Mitchell ahead of Brunson, I will respectfully disagree. But I'm not going to get all bent out of shape about it.
Yeah, but that's what people were mad at.
Let's get some calls in. We thought we'd have Chris, but it doesn't seem like Canty's here yet. So let's hear from some of you in the meantime. 1-800-919-3776 as we go back to the phones. Mike in Brooklyn. Mike, what's up going on?
What's going on, fellas? Hope everything's good. Happy New Year.
You too, Mike.
I'm a big Giants fan, and like I said, this number 2 pick, we know who the Raiders are taking at number 1. We already know. They're going for the QB. This number 2 pick that we have, if Joe Shane is worth his salt, we should get 5 picks for it trading down. We could steal 3 picks just from the Jets, and that's just going down 1 pick. Imagine if this dude got any brains. We could turn the whole team around 1 year.
That's got to be the goal for the Giants. And like I said to Bart last hour,
they have a great offseason too, as far as picking up free agents too.
I think it also depends on. First of all, let's see where the Giants are picking. I still think I don't think the Giants are going to hand Fernando Mendoza to the Jets on a silver platter. Maybe Dante Moore, because with Moore, whereas the ceiling is higher, Mendoza's floor is higher. Would you agree with that? Mendoza has...
Yeah.
But I think there could be more upside with Moore. Mendoza seems more like a
But people think
sure
they think he's Matt Ryan.
That's pretty good.
Right? And, that's an upgrade before they said he was Kirk Cousins. But now, who knows who Dante Moore, he's only 20 years old. So what you're telling yourself is you're going to have more time with him. If he is a franchise quarterback, you potentially may have 18 years.
Who's the comp to him? Because lately,
Caleb Williams,
the quarterbacks who have come out and had success have been older.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Caleb. But the thing is, if he goes to the Raiders, he don't have to play.
Mm-hmm. Because you got Geno locked up.
Yeah, it can be a natural progression.
Raiders need to figure out who's going to coach him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I mean, I would sign Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I would too.
And just say, Cliff, here's his raw talent.
Yes,
let's make it happen.
They need somebody like that. Kings, listen, there's guys that have proven they are terrific coaches on one side of the ball or the other.
Yeah.
And then they just not everybody's meant to be a head coach. And I would imagine, I shouldn't say I would imagine, I would put Kingsbury in that category. Let's go to Roy in Patterson. What's up, Roy?
Hey, good afternoon, guys, and Happy New Year to you.
You too, Roy. Thank you.
I got two questions that I just wanted you to go ahead and expound on a little bit. First of all, Jackson Dart was a second rounder, essentially, that the Giants moved up to number 24 in the first, 24th pick in the first round. So my first question to you is are the Giants better with this guy, Jackson Dart, who seems to have an injury history, than either one of the remaining college quarterbacks that might be coming out? And my second question is regarding the Jets. Do you guys think that the Jets might be sorry that they didn't select Shedeur Sanders somewhere?
Yes, I do.
Especially knowing with how it turned out with Justin Fields. And I think the reason that they didn't draft Shedeur Sanders is because they didn't want Justin Fields to feel like he had to deal with the aura of Shedeur Sanders. Not saying that he's a better player. Well, he is a better player.
I think he is a better player.
But that was a lot. If you were going to put money, he was like, well, why you draft my replacement? You know what I mean? So I feel like that was it. And also when you think about Glenn not wanting to have to deal with maybe the shadow that Deion did. That's the reason why, hell, the Jets would have been better. Listen, if the Jets knew that they were going to have to try and get a new quarterback this year, wouldn't it have been better just to stay with Aaron Rodgers since you're paying him anyway? It would have been better to just stay with Aaron Rodgers, and you probably would have kept Devontae Adams, and you would have had opportunity with Rodgers, Brees, Adams, this offensive line with Mimbu, and Garrett Wilson. And you still would have had Mays and all that stuff. You imagine what Aaron Rodgers could have did with Devontae again, with Garrett Wilson, Brees, and a healthy offensive line that stayed together for the entire 17 weeks. You think Aaron Rodgers would have been getting hit? The reason that this line didn't look as dominant as I believe it is because they had a quarterback that held onto the ball longer than anybody in the NFL. I think he was 32nd and Russell Wilson was 31st.
There you go again.
You see what I'm saying?
Here we go again.
If you knew you were going to get a quarterback anyway, you know what I mean?
You mean this year?
If you knew that Justin Fields was going to play the way that he played, it would have been better just to keep Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I would like to, give Aaron Glenn some truth serum and ask him that question. Because when Glenn came in, that was kind of like his first big move.
Yeah.
And that was kind of him like showing, it's my house now, right? We're going to do things my way. And he got a lot of positive feedback for that. I liked it. I thought it set a good tone.
I did.
From the football perspective, thought it was the more prudent move to stay with Aaron Rodgers as well, because there was nobody out there, an option that was better than Rodgers. Obviously, Justin Fields and nobody else was.
Well, people were acting like Rodgers was done, and I didn't think he was done. I thought he came back and he was hurt, just like Kirk Cousins looked like crap last year.
Yeah,
too.
And he looks a lot better this year. But if you gave Glenn truth serum, yes, he got a lot of positive accolades for kind of showing Aaron Rodgers the door. Yeah, exactly. Knowing how things have played out with Fields and Tyrod Taylor and the fact that he has Brady Cook starting for, a fourth consecutive week?
Yeah.
Do you think you might have wanted to rethink that?
With as weak as the AFC is this year, too?
Yeah.
With as weak as the AFC, it might have been a short run, and you wouldn't have all the draft picks to maybe get your future quarterback. Now, if you get your future quarterback now and one of these guys, then it's all worth it for this whole season. But I think with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Mimbu added to this equation.
Yeah. What you didn't know was the offensive line. That was the unknown last year.
Yeah, but with Mimbu.
Rodgers never, he didn't really play the first year. Rodgers last year never played behind an offensive line like this.
Man, because Tyron Smith had retired, didn't tell nobody. So that's what I'm saying, though. So,
he didn't tell the Jets payroll department.
And then the Jets might have been sitting here, and everybody and all these guys' contracts would be up. They would still have Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers would be coming off the books eventually. You know what I mean? Because you paying him anyway. That's why Pittsburgh was able to pay him so cheaply, because the Jets are paying him.
But I do think it was foolish to not entertain Shedeur Sanders. I mean, they really, I got to be honest.
Right. You could have drafted Shedeur. That's what I'm saying.
They went out of their way to make things as comfortable as possible for Justin Fields.
Yes. But you see what I'm saying, though? Imagine if you would have drafted Shedeur, one of your 4th-round draft picks, and he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for a year. And then Shedeur Sanders would have been coming into next year with Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Mason Taylor.
Yeah. Well,
and now you would have had to eat Aaron Rodgers' contract for one more year, but now you got a quarterback that can play in this league, and guess what? You ain't got to pay him for 4 years.
Right, because he's not even a first-round draft pick. He's a rookie.
5th-round draft.
Plus,
you paying him like $400,000. Like, what's the scale for, like, Shedeur Sanders might be making like $400,000.
It's less than he was making at Colorado. It's not like, by the way, Justin Fields was playing for free.
Right.
They got to eat his contract now.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Imagine if in a world, if they would have just drafted Shedeur 4th, kept Aaron Rodgers, they would have won games. People would have been excited about coming here as a free agent. The defense would have been a lot better. And then you would have been saying goodbye to Aaron Rodgers, and you just said, Shedeur, this is your team. We're going to give you opportunity. He would have had 3 years where you were paying him
$840 he's making this year.
You know what I'm saying? He making $840,000, not less than $1 million. You would have been paying for your quarterback for the next 3 years with an opportunity to be able to keep all the people. You can still sign everybody because eventually your quarterback's going to cost you absolutely nothing.
The other thing about Shedeur is he, in Cleveland, had some weird press conferences, interactions with the media, but that's because he was not getting a fair shake. Right. I'd be pissed too if I were him, but he would not have acted like that if he was sitting behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. He would have been sitting there soaking it all up. Like, man, I got my mentor.
Yeah,
this is perfect. Who gets the opportunity to sit behind a first ballot Hall of Famer?
He's doing that weird, that pantomime press conference that he gave. He's doing that because he's playing behind Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, because he feel like he's getting trolled. And then even when you look look what he's done in the community. That apartment complex got burnt down, and he's sitting there providing clothes and a whole event on a $800,000 budget because he got his own money, because he got his own endorsements. So you spend, he's like, I'll take some for my KFC money. Nah, no, I don't want to touch KFC. I'm gonna give him some of my Gatorade money.
I mean, the bottom line is he is a better quarterback than anybody the Jets have had on the roster this year.
Yeah.
And I include Tyrod Taylor just from a physical standpoint.
Yeah.
He just can't stay healthy.
I mean, he's played surprisingly well. Just think, his number one guy there is Jerry Jeudy. I mean, he's down there. And listen, Tom, who was the person here saying draft Harold Fannin?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anybody did that here. I say sarcastically as I'm staring at the person who said that.
Well, somebody said that. And Harold Fannin, quietly, if his groin wasn't messed up, would be 1,000-yard tight end as a rookie. Come on, man.
Jets have a good rookie tight end.
Nah, he's nowhere near Fannin. He wasn't anywhere near Fannin. See,
who was throwing him the ball? He had nobody throwing him the ball.
Who the hell was throwing Fannin the ball? Gabriel? What? The hell are you talking
about?
Shedeur. No. How many times did Fannin started with Gabriel? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, if we're like making the list of grievances on how the Jets are being run, I don't think their second-round pick as a tight end makes the top 5.
Well, for me, Fannin, because he was a 4th-round draft pick, and what I hate being a small school guy, because he was at Bowling Green, they thought that he was only getting production and eating in Bowling Green. You talk about a man who had 1,000 yards receiving in college, 1,200, and they looked at it like, oh, yeah, but that's Bowling Green. He's wearing the same Bowling Green colors, but yet he still got the same yak.
Let's go to Griffin in Connecticut. Griffin, what's happening?
Hey, guys. I have 2 things. One, I think I could be wrong, but I think Dante Moore would be best off if he does decide to go back to school. It wouldn't be crazy because this is a dude that is this is his first year, I think, fully starting. I think he started some at UCLA, Then last year he got hurt in the middle of the season. And then this year it's his fully start season. So he's very young. So I think if he does go back for another year, it wouldn't be crazy. This could be a really, really weak draft because Moore can go back and Ty Gibson can both go back. So this could be a very weak draft. We might not have those two quarterbacks. It might be Mendoza and nobody else. We don't know.
Yeah, but Griff, if he plays well and he's secured to be the number 2 pick, I don't see why he wouldn't do that. And I know that it's money in college now, but if you get injured, then what? If he blows his Achilles out, blows his knee out, then what? Like you risk getting, and the quicker you get into the NFL and you play well, the quicker you can get to that $60 million a year. Just ask Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy didn't listen. Yeah. Brock Purdy was probably the poorest guy starter in the NFL for 3 years.
Until he wasn't.
And then he got this one contract, and he made more than everybody that made more than him coming in because he's the first one to get paid. He's the first one to get paid. If he came in, 4 years ago because he was a second-round draft, Mr. Irrelevant?
Yep.
Everybody was making more money than him. But now if you do the 4-year averages, he's probably made almost damn near double than all of them.
Yeah, because he got to that second contract quicker.
Yep.
The other thing, the argument for Dante Moore coming into the draft this year, I think next year is going to be a deeper quarterback class. So I don't know that he's going to be the number 2 overall pick next year. He could come out now and be a top 2 pick.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if some of these guys, like who's the guy from Penn State? Can he go back?
Aller?
Yeah.
He fell off a cliff.
He
got hurt.
Can what's his name? Kosmeyer or the kid from LSU? Can he go? He might transfer, do a bet.
They're in upheaval. Who knows what Lane's going to do?
Right. He might do a bet.
Aller's going into the draft. The guy from South Carolina, Lenora Sellers, he's going back to school, so he's going to be in the draft next year. He might have the best physical tools of everyone, and I think he's smart to go back for another year of seasoning. So, yeah, next year's...
Who's the guy from Clemson?
Klubnik.
So Klubnik can he come out, or can he go back?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? So, next year can be, and then Arch is probably coming out next year.
There you go. Arch is coming out next year.
Yeah, he's coming out next year.
And Arch wasn't bad this year.
Yeah.
He got better.
His first 3 years, it was like, First 3 games, like,
Yeah, I think he also got he also opened up on the road at Ohio State. I don't think people were factoring that in. And I also don't think that the committee factored that in because going back to, I would have liked to have seen, a Notre Dame or a Texas in the college football playoff to give us more competitive games.
Yeah.
Texas had 2 losses, and one of them was a season opening game at Ohio State, and they were penalized for that. You think they're going to play that game again? It cost them a chance at the CFP. But I digress. We'll take another break. 1-800-919-3776. Some thoughts on the Week 18, and more specifically the NFL playoffs, which are just a couple of weeks away. It's a topsy-turvy playoff bracket and playoff field. Who exactly are the favorites? We'll get into that. Pat O'Keefe in for Chris. Bart Carlin here till 1 on 880 ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Ever seen an origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Jokes aside, Verizon has the most ways to save on phones and plans where everyone in the family can choose their own plan and save. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on root metric true score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway sales event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong. Because right now, you can get a great deal on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe hybrid models. There's also our bold and stylish Elantra, packed with all the latest tech, or go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with an awesome deal only during the Hyundai Getaway sales event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN New York, the ESPN New York app, and on YouTube. back on the stream there on this Football Friday, the first of 2026. We got time for a couple more calls, 1-800-919-3776, before we hand the reins to Dan Grassa, who is coming your way right here at 1 o'clock. So much conversation about the Giants and the Jets and playing out the string again and all of the questions for them. Their seasons, as often is the case, begins in the offseason. See if they can get these trains back on the track. It's been quite a while. The slate of games for Week 18, I would argue not overly intriguing, except for the Saturday games and the Sunday night game. 3, right? The 3 Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a couple in there because
there's a couple seeding
games in there, so those can be intriguing because they're going to play. But it's like those teams are playing and trying to. Those are the toughest games.
You can't manipulate what the other teams are going to do.
Yeah, you're trying to play, but you're trying to be as safe as possible, and that's always a weird thing when you either play football all out or you don't. And every year we always have somebody that loses somebody in this type of game or this type of time of the year, which affects what happens going forward. And then you got to think about the teams that are playing that rely on so many young players where it may not be your best player, but it's a really, really important player, and you lose that guy or something like that, it can really be tough. But you can't sit everybody.
You can't. And look, there's teams that are not going to the playoffs that want to finish on a high, like the New Orleans Saints, for example.
They want to try and say, let's finish 7 wins.
7-10 would be a huge
and they feel like they found their quarterback.
Their quarterback. They brand new head coach. That's the season that I think everybody wanted the Jets to have. If the Jets had this, even if the Jets finished 6-10,
yeah.
But if they found their head coach, Kellen Moore in this case, or their quarterback, Tyler Shuck in this case, if you're a Jets fan,
you feel like you're winning.
You're not going to the playoffs, and that's okay. But how good would you feel? I think the Giants do feel that they found their quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Dart, rookie quarterbacks this year, and Cam Ward's been better, and the Titans have been better, but I'd say Dart, if you're ranking the rookie quarterbacks, it would be based on performance. Shuck 1, Dart 2, Cam Ward 3 this year. Cam Ward's also been in the worst situation.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are really, really high on Cam Ward. I forgot who I was talking to. They felt like that the Titans job was the best job available because of Cam Ward.
Could be. Listen, I mean, this guy was the number 1 pick in the draft less than a year ago, and it was a slam dunk number 1 pick. So it could be a very similar situation to the Bears last year.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams was not good as a rookie, but the more you watch his second year, you realize that most of the reason he was not good was because of how he was being coached. Because they had the wrong head coach in Matt Eberflus, and the Titans had the wrong head coach, Brian Callahan.
Yeah.
Since the interim has come in, he's been much better. But if you're the Saints, you're trying to end on a high note, and that actually the Bucs need the Saints to win.
Yeah. Well, the Bucs need the Saints to win.
Well, they obviously need to win themselves.
Carolina needs Atlanta to win.
Or Carolina just needs Carolina to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Carolina can solve everything if they just beat the Buccaneers. But the Buccaneers, if they beat Carolina,
it's tough to do. Playing twice in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Carolina took the first game. Now it's in Tampa.
Yeah, but Tampa just what are they? 4 in a row.
But you got to think. I think the last 10 games, the Panthers have won a game, lost a game, won a game, lost a game, won a game, lost a game, and then this. I guess they're coming off a loss.
To Seattle.
Yep. And maybe it's time to win the game.
But I look at, especially in the AFC, we don't know who's going to win Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Baltimore's favored. I think Lamar plays.
Yeah, he said he's playing.
Not 100%, obviously. It hasn't been a classic Lamar season.
And you have to ask yourself, are they better with Huntley? Because his commitment to running, now Lamar, he was already hesitant to run before. Now he's coming off of the bruised ribs. I like the commitment to running with Huntley, and I think that Todd Monken called way more runs with Derrick Henry than he will call if Lamar is healthy. I don't know if Derrick gets 30 to 35 carries. We saw that happen, where he didn't touch the ball for the last 12 minutes.
Yeah, they learned from that.
Yeah,
the way they called the plays last week.
In Pittsburgh, we don't know if it's going to be a T.J. Watt.
That's right.
He practiced limited. he was limited in practice yesterday, and we don't know if he's going to play moving forward, and if he is, how effective can he be coming off of surgery on your lungs where your lungs collapsed?
We talk about the seedings and the standings in the AFC being like they're kind of upside down this year. I mean, the Chiefs are out, right? The Bills are in, but right now they're penciled in as number 7. They could move up. The Ravens might not make it. Right now, the only 2 teams that could be the number 1 seed are the Broncos if they win.
Or Jacksonville.
Or no, New England.
Okay, that's right.
If the Broncos somehow lose, which I don't think they will because the Chargers aren't playing anybody. But let's say the Broncos lose, Patriots win, then those are the only 2 teams that will be the number 1 seed. Are we supposed to believe, are those the top 2 candidates in the AFC?
My sneaky pick is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right. They're complete on both sides of the ball, well coached, and the quarterback, who we know has talent, is playing as well as he ever has.
Right, he's playing better, right? Same guy that was down 28 points to the Chargers and then came back and beat Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert got some bad losses on his resume.
He does. I think this has been his best season.
Yeah, of course.
And it's for what he's done injured.
No, injured and no protection. I think he's been sacked the 29th. They ranked 29th as far as sacks or protection.
The way the team is built, he lost 2 of the best offensive linemen in the entire NFL for pretty much the entire season. And he's got a broken left hand or surgically repaired left hand. No, he has had some bad losses on his resume, but he, I think, has kind of erased a lot of that this year, getting this team to the playoffs. We'll see what it looks like in the postseason. I just think the more I look at this, and I know your sneaky team is Jacksonville, and that
only because they're the number 1 scoring offense,
and it counts as a sneaky.
They got a good defense. And they beat the brakes off of. They went to Mile High and beat the brakes off of.
That was impressive. One of the most impressive wins by any team in the NFL this year. I just think the more I look at it, and tell me I'm wrong, but it just seems like it's setting up, even though they have to go on the road and do it on the road, it just seems like it's finally setting up for the Bills and Josh Allen. It does.
I don't know. We'll see. Like, if not now, then when?
Right.
Because Joey Bosa's only getting older. I know they don't have Ed Oliver, but this committee of, like, if you look at their receiving core during, like, the height of they all were in their prime, you'd be like, whoa. Like Brandon Cooks, Samuel.
Stephon Diggs.
No, Diggs in New England.
Oh, but
I'm talking about Buffalo.
Yeah. I thought you meant like years ago.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant, okay.
I mean, Brandon Cooks, Samuel.
Yeah.
Kincaid, Knox, Elijah Moore. Like, I think they got another, like, former, like, good receiver that's last year they tried to do it with Amari Cooper.
Sounds like the LA Clippers roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. 2019 All-Star team.
Exactly. Like, man, you got all them on your team? Yeah. And even though Kawhi Leonard seems like he's turned back the clock for the last 5 games.
Just in time for them to be at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday night.
Woohoo.
It's not who you play, it's when you play them. Yeah, you're right about Kawhi Leonard. But the fact is, of all the teams in the AFC, Josh Allen's the best player right now.
Yeah.
So for that reason, and coupled with the fact that there is no obvious team, there's no obvious team that you're afraid of.
But you wouldn't be surprised if they go into New England and beat New England, or go into Denver and beat Denver, but you wouldn't be surprised if they lose either.
No.
Like, because they can't stop anybody on the run. Their defense is horrible. And everything is about Josh Allen. Like, if it's James Cook and Josh Allen, Keon Coleman has been a healthy scratch 3 times this year. He was supposed to be the guy that was going to take the next step.
So right now they're the 7th seed. The way it is lined up now, they would play New England. They can't play each other because either Buffalo's going to move up over the Chargers, okay, or Denver's going to move down behind the Patriots because somebody's got to win that Denver Chargers game.
So you think that he's going to be 5th?
I think 6th. I think the most likely scenario is the Broncos beat the Chargers. Broncos stay at 1. Chargers fall to 7, and they go to New England. And then the Bills go up to 6, and they go to Jacksonville. I think that's the most likely scenario.
Bills can lose to Jacksonville, too.
They could. They could lose to anybody.
Yeah.
Any one of those teams can lose to anybody. I mean, the Broncos are probably going to be the number 1 seed, and they beat the Giants and the Jets by a combined 3 points.
Yep.
Right? So, It's an interesting year. NFC is similar, too. We'll go through that when we come back. And if you want to get a quick call on 1-800-919-3776 here till 1, Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. however you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Yeah. Who knew? We forgot it's Friday. It's the first Friday.
I don't forget.
2026. Tom, new year, new me? Nah, man. New year, same me. Just got paid. Friday night. Party's jumping. Feel all right. Booty shaking. Dance to the beat. Come on, man. You can jump in this pack. Ow. Listen. Happy New Year to everybody officially from Bart Carlin Show. We want you guys to go out and have a year of abundance, a year of accomplishment, a year of love, and a year of joy. And hopefully, just hopefully, in 2026, the Jets and Giants can provide some type of joy.
Dear God. You had me until then.
Yeah.
It was a great message until the very end.
Yeah.
It's a hard sell. But I appreciate the sentiment.
For us to be in radio, it's not, people think we love like bashing the team.
No.
It's not good business for us.
No.
People, you only can get away with disappointment for so long before people tune you out. Like, man, I can't take it. I can't take it.
Plus, I just want to enjoy something on Sunday.
Yes.
I want you to be able to make it worthwhile working till 9 o'clock on Sunday.
It sets the stage for your weekend, for your week.
You used to look forward to it. It used to be appointment viewing, and now it's like the best thing I could say about the Giants this year is for a while before he got the concussion, Jackson Dart made the Giants more watchable than they had been in several years.
Yeah, at least it was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
You didn't know what was going to happen. You know, you only got your 3 wins, but man, it wasn't boring. Especially with him and Scatterboo. That's like Dumb and Dumber.
It really is. And you just hope, and I heard somebody say this and I forgot who it was, but after the Eagles game, when, you know, Scatterboo's got the shirt off and Fitz got the shirt off and they're running around posing and mugging, you just hope that in 5 years you don't look back and be like, hey, you remember those guys? Wasn't that night fun?
Yeah. I've lived it.
Let's get another call in before we say goodbye at 1 o'clock. It's Q in Newark. What's up, Q?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Y'all got me?
We got you, Q. What's going on?
Okay. What's going on, fellas? I just want to see why folks don't believe in Denver and how they don't think we can make a nice push for them in this playoff run here. I believe we won possibly every type of game this year, close, blowout, comebacks, and everything. And then the teams you guys compare them to, is something wrong with one of those teams. Denver's defense is, by elite by far, and then the offense is above a lot of the offenses of the teams that you guys are naming. The team I might be afraid of is New England because they have a good wide receiver core, more complete team. But Buffalo, no defense. All they was relying on is 2 players. So I just want to know where the respect comes in for those players at, this team at.
I don't think it's a disrespect. I think in the playoffs, you need to pack 2 things. And they may host a lot of games because they're the number 1 seed. But you got to pack a defense, which they have, and a run game, which you don't have. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's putting a lot on Bo Nix. And we've seen Bo Nix play average at best and then turn it on when the game's on the line. In the playoffs, you're not going against bad teams. So you can't struggle. You got to play good throughout. So that's what makes people nervous about that. When you think about it, okay, the teams with the great defense or the good defense or above average defenses. Jacksonville, right? The Texans, we would probably say that those 2 have a better quarterback that you believe in more. That's the only reason, in my opinion. It's because you think, okay, they got great defenses, championship defenses, generational type defense, but the other guys, I believe in their quarterback more. Like Bo Nix, yeah, he's a winner. But, man, does it come ugly.
There's been a lot of games where Bo Nix, including the Giants game, hasn't done anything for 3 quarters and then comes to the line in the 4th. The Jets game, I don't think he did anything the entire game.
Exactly.
There's also, there's just, listen, I never said that the Broncos can't
win.
I think any one of these teams can, to be honest.
Correct.
I don't know if I would rule out maybe the Chargers. Maybe they can't go with their offensive line.
They got a good defense,
Herbert's, and they have a very good head coach. I never said the Broncos couldn't make a run here. Just as a number one seed, they don't scream to me number one seed. I mean, you look at a lot of the results. Giants 33-32, Jets 13-11. They beat the Raiders 10-7. Even the Christmas Day game against the Chiefs was pretty alarming because they needed that game to secure home field advantage. That's very important for them. Mile high, the altitude, that's a great home environment. And they barely beat the Chiefs, who were on their third quarterback 20-13. Like, they're going to earn the number one seed if they finish it off and beat the Chargers this week. But their body of work and some of their individual results doesn't scream
correct
Super Bowl favorite to me.
I mean, I think you're right. You're right on point with all that.
So it's not a lack of respect. It's not.
I feel like they've been given respect because they're going to be the number one seed. We're just telling you why the other teams should be taken seriously.
That team doesn't exist, by the way. The one team that you're like, they're going to the Super Bowl. I can't remember.
Maybe the Rams. I mean,
but
people don't think the Rams.
And
like,
they just lost to the Falcons.
Like, can Seattle, can Sam Darnold finally live up? That's why Sam Darnold has like one of the biggest weekends, because I think he has to exercise a lot of demons that he's had. He did it last week when he went against the Rams and they scored that crazy touchdown, but that showed that he can win the big game. And now he has to show that he can close because he was in the same position last year, and he came up short.
Fell off a cliff.
Real short.
They got killed by the Lions, and then they no-showed against the Rams, right?
Yeah. That's why it was important for him to beat the Rams this year to get out of his psyche.
Yeah, because he had a mediocre at best game against them the first time around this year.
I mean, can we grab a prop bet, Tom? Prop bet the over-under that Pat can get to his train on time, or if he can get there with time to spare.
Time to spare. That's a tall order.
Time to spare. I'll put the over under at 3 minutes.
3 minutes to spare.
Yes.
Over under. I'm going under 3 minutes. If I can get 90 seconds to spare,
that means you have to be efficient. That means you might have to push some old women out the way. On your marks, get set, go.
Listen.
No, on your marks, get set, go.
I'm shifty.
Oh, you got 40 seconds.
I got 40 seconds left. You want to take it home for me?
No, you know what's crazy? I was right here, and it was going down.
I got 30 seconds on mine.
No, but I'm looking this way. And
we got different clocks. I did? I got 30 seconds left.
Yeah, your clock is broken. Mine expired.
Look at that. I'm costing myself time.
You better go get
Happy
there, man.
New Year. On your mark, get set, go. Dan Gross is up next.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks.